let me do my normal tricks. How you doing,
You're
pal?
so good at it, though, mate. What's the point in somebody else stepping in to do something when somebody else can do it better than you? That's called delegation, Daniel.
It's delegation, yes, but you have the nice flow in your rhythm. I tend to throw in a couple of swear words and a couple of rants. You just stay neutral throughout and try and deliver a good performance. But no, yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Anyway, Blues. I started this off well, haven't I?
Listen,
Happy New Year.
a massive good evening and a massive happy new year to absolutely every one of the beautiful people that we've got following this page. What a new year we've got planned as well. We're going to start with a good win tonight, aren't we? Come on.
Definitely.
Come
Nice 3
on.
point. Very interesting game we've got ahead tonight, pal. Obviously, we've had a much changed squad. 5 players out through COVID. Biggest one, arguably, is Zach Steffen making his Premier League debut tonight. I've never seen a player, let alone a goalkeeper, bend the way he has. If I did that, I would snap in half. How the hell he gets to touch his toes with his head nearly is unbelievable. So hopefully he's that good. His reflexes in the back of the net, and not in the back of the net, in net, should I say. There's many changes. Zinchenko gets his 3rd start of the season, not in the league, but in all competitions. Me and Tom have got a little bet on. I reckon he'll get 10 to 15 starts. Go on.
You know, he's only playing because we've got 5-6 players out. You know that as well as that. Anyway, I'm going to give... Do you know what? This is the perfect game for Zinchenko to prove me wrong. Today's the game. With Mendy being a bit of a... I can't swear, it's 4:30. With Mendy being a bit of a silly boy and no one cementing that left-back space, this is the day for Zinchenko to go, I want this position now, Pep. This is my position to lose.
And we have discussed it. He is arguably our most defensive left-back out of all 3, if you could say that. Cancelo thrown in the mix as well. Mendy and Cancelo tend to be a bit more attackive. And with the wingers Chelsea have got an offer today, he looks like he's going to have to deal with Christian Pulisic, who is arguably one of Chelsea's better players. Thrown in the mix as well. The game has kicked off and Ruben Dias has actually Sky wingers Chelsea have got an offer on the far side to Chelsea, as Chelsea starting very attacking in the opening 45 seconds. As saying, Zach Steffen starts in net tonight. Zinchenko left back, João Cancelo right back, with Ruben Dias and John Stone, that figurehead of support at the back line, continuing their good form, hopefully. With another clean sheet today. Best defensive record in the league so far this season. And up front, we have, well, in midfield, should I say, we have the double pivot, as Chris Laney likes to call it, of Rodri and Gundogan, everybody's favourite player, with Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden making only his 1st start since October last year, which is relatively unheard of, you know. I mean, as soon as David Silva left, we were expecting Foden to take the reins and be the focal point. But yeah, only his 2nd start since October. As City just pegged back a little bit all the way as far as Steffen, played the ball out to João Cancelo under a lot of pressure through John Stones here. Back to Steffen again, who just decides to clear it for a bit of safety. And finalising that forward line is Raheem Sterling as well. Be interesting to see who do you reckon is going to be our lead striker today then, pal? We've got Phil Foden, we've got Bernardo Silva, and we've got Raheem Sterling up front.
Yeah,
who do you reckon is
going to be as soon as I saw Jesus and Torres weren't playing, it was Sterling all day for me. I think with his getting the goals for his last season, he's the obvious natural one to step into that breach today, wasn't he?
Absolutely. And of course, we've also got the partnership of John Stones, Ruben Dias again, which we discussed, me and Tom Young and Laney briefly last night before he decided to end the live for us all, about Aymeric Laporte. I forgot his name then, saying I would prefer to sacrifice Laporte right now for the good of the team. We've got the best defensive record in the league so far this season, and if Laporte's not a factor of that, and we've got 2 lads who play well together, why change it? It's Chelsea just come on the attack here. Ben Chilwell on the left-hand side, driving forward under pressure from Bernardo Silva. Now João Cancelo, Ben Chilwell still with the ball, taking it into the corner flag. Bernardo Silva and João Cancelo doing well, defendingly well, and Ben Chilwell's cross wasn't very far, and it picked up by Rodri, and João Cancelo now plays the ball off Ben Chilwell out for a goal kick for City. So an interesting 3 minutes. Chelsea seem to be the much more dominant in the opening 3 minutes. Just camera panning to Sergio Aguero then. Do you reckon Sergio Aguero is going to get any minutes today? He's judged to be a little bit more unfit than the previous game that he was involved in.
Were you expecting him to play today? Were you expecting him to
I would have started him today, yeah. Discussing it. Chelsea's back line, the experience especially of Thiago Silva, it's not a back line that will tire. So it's not one of these games where we can bring Sergio Aguero on for the last 20 minutes against a depleted defence. Thiago Silva is... Oh, hang on. Sorry, I think there's a penalty here.
2-2 down. Was
it a free kick? I think Stefan's picked the ball outside the penalty box. Ball's coming towards him now. No. The referee's given a free kick here, literally on the edge of the penalty box, because he's judged to think Stefan's picked the ball up from outside the box. He hasn't. That's ridiculous. So the ball's getting played through. Zach Stefan's come up to claim the ball. The referee's judged that he's picked up the ball outside the penalty box. He hasn't. He's miles inside the penalty box, and he's given a free kick to Chelsea just on the edge.
Has the referee signalled for that? So it's an indirect free kick inside. It's an indirect free kick inside the City box for a back pass. So I'm looking at.
Sorry, I misjudged that. I didn't realise it was a back pass. Oh well. I thought the ball was played through, blimey. Oh, dear me. Oh,
let's just watch this again. Let's just watch this again. Yeah, but right. So I can see where you're coming from with this. Yeah. So basically, a City midfielder kicked it back, and it was within probably about 3 or 4 Chelsea players. So I can understand Stefan understanding why that would be where it is.
Right.
So a bit of a breakdown of communication there. It was actually, I think it was Rodri who passed it back, and to be fair,
free kick taken. Sorry, Zayet hits the wall out for a corner to Chelsea. Yes. So what was it?
Yeah, so Rodri was getting closed down by 2 Chelsea players, and it does actually look like it comes off. If I was Stefan looking at the game, I would be thinking that's come off a Chelsea player, or Chelsea kicked it forward because of the angle of the way it was. So we'll let Stefan off for that. He just needs to not think about that, focus on the game in hand, and get on with it. Because it's a bit of a schoolboy,
concentrate. Yeah.
Schoolboy error to make that, but hey, at least it did anything. Nothing bad came from it.
Corner whipped in by Chelsea. Headed. Oh, header off. I believe that is. It came off Ruben Diaz's head last, and out for another Chelsea corner. Good defending from Ruben Diaz, because that ball was goal bound from Timo Werner. So good defensive header from Ruben Diaz. Mason Mount set to take the second corner. Whipped in, deep, cleared by John Stones, well out of our half to the halfway line through N'Golo Kante, chased by Bernardo Silva all the way back to Mendy in goal, who hesitantly had to clear that. Bernardo Silva was closing down. A City win back the ball high up the pitch. Ilkay Gundogan playing it forward to Kevin De Bruyne on the left-hand side. On the turn, beats Kante in the penalty box. Chips it back. Rodri can't get the clear shot. Rebounds off, and Chelsea come away with the ball through Ziyech. On the counter-attack, here's Timo Werner on the right-hand side. He's only got Ruben Diaz ahead of him. John Stones back in support now. In the penalty box, Timo Werner cleared well by João Cancelo, out for a throw-in on the far side to Chelsea. Good defending from João Cancelo, but that's one thing we've got to look out for. Chelsea's counter-attack is lightning quick.
So fast, isn't it? So fast. I've got a question to ask you. When was the last time we played at Stamford Bridge in our home kit? That's an interesting one. Yeah, I just noticed we're in home blue today, aren't we? And it's normally for any excuse to put on our away strips when we're not at the Etihad. So just an.
I'd say normally it would be the Paisley kit, wouldn't it? The third kit, because that I'd love to know the answer to that one. Because our away black, isn't it, this year? So it would tie in close to the dark blue of Chelsea.
Paisley would have been
quite interesting, that one.
I tell you what, though, we are quick on getting up front. Bernardo's hassling and harrying really well into getting that ball again. I love watching Bernardo Silva play.
It was the energy that lad brings is second to none to any other team in the country for me. I can't think of a player that the energy and the work ethic defensively and offensively. It was brilliant. He's just an absolute star to having a team, and still underrated. His form for me has dropped off massively, unfortunately. I'm hoping he can get back to his best, but he's not really had the chance to shine in his preferred role of either right wing or attacking midfield. So hopefully, with the few players out through COVID now, we can benefit. So I'll just get a stat up a second. I've just got a message come through about the pod.
Chris has mentioned that he can hardly hear me. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Is it me, I wonder?
Chris,
Chris,
you need your yearly bath, pal, for earwax.
Clear those logos out.
If anyone else can't hear me very well, please let me know, because I'm a bit stumped if you can't. I think I've turned everything in all right.
Normally it's me with the headphone issues or something like that. I've not got them in for once, and To be fair, it's probably a good thing not many people can hear me normally, but I'll take it on the chin and press forward. It's Chelsea on attack. Team of finding Mason Mount out wide to not sure who their 22 is. Whipped in, cleared by Ruben Diaz with his head. Kevin De Bruyne with a head forward. It finds N'Golo Kante, however. Mason Mount, Ziyech out wide to number 22 again, whoever he is. Ball whipped in. All the way out for a goal kick, luckily. I just need to find out who their number 22 is because he was very heavily involved in their attack there. Unless it was Ziyech. It was Ziyech. Yeah. It was Kovacic, wasn't it? Their midfield player. It's hard to get across who the opposition players are half the time, let alone remembering who ours are. Half of our back line have the same haircut, same looks and everything.
It's funny to think, isn't it? We've got so many players out through COVID, but this is still a really strong team. This would you have been surprised if this team would have started without the 5 players that are actually missing? Who would you have actually missed out of those players that are out at the minute?
Ederson. Yeah. But I think we had this discussion last night as well. Oh, sorry, Chelsea on the attack here on the right hand side through Ziyech. Got men in support, breaking into the penalty box. Zinchenko's there to cover him. Good block by Zinchenko. Kevin De Bruyne gets the knock on. Kante wins the ball back for Chelsea, but it falls back. I had this discussion last night about Ederson. We've not really had the luxury of a great first and second choice. We've always just had the one with a decent second choice. But we've got to remember that this is the first season Ederson's had someone that can technically rival him. Because the last 3 seasons, it was Bravo as second choice. And he already had his first choice ratings, didn't he? And he messed that up big style before Ederson was signed. So I think this is a good chance for Zach Steffen to show his worth. As Kevin De Bruyne picks up the ball, he tries to play a forward ball to Raheem Sterling, but just takes a nick off the Chelsea defender and comes to nothing in the end. But other than that, there's not really many names out there that you'd think are missing from this squad. Bench, yeah, obviously you can notice differences on the bench. We're playing a hell of a lot more youth on the bench tonight, but we've had to. But there's no real names that you think don't deserve not to play, but do deserve not to play, if that makes sense.
I've got a stat for you. This is a belter. Zach Steffen is the 250th player to make an appearance for Man City in the Premier League. That's a good stat for you, isn't it? Do you like that? 250th. He's the 250th player.
That doesn't seem much.
It's not, is it? Especially the amount of players we've signed, obviously thousands.
Well, yeah, with the amount of world-class ones all before the money as well, the Karadis, Samaras, we always like to throw them out.
Petrovs, obviously.
Well, we don't throw Petrov in the mix of that. That was a dark City era. Petrov was the shining light, but just wasn't given enough. Stick Petrov in this team now, he'd score billions of goals. I'll tell you one player that I'd love to see in his heyday. To partner De Bruyne, and that's Elano. I was laughed at when I made that point about a year ago. I still think Pep Guardiola would have got world class out of Elano, and he was close to world class for us in terms of the team we had.
I completely agree. I thought he was amazing. He was definitely a shining light some days, and some of the skills and ability that he had on the ball to be able to pass and find space. Nowhere good as David Silva. But he was really good for that. So we're just seeing a bit of a presentation coming here.
Absolutely. As Chelsea were pegged back. City is starting to get a bit more ferocious in terms of the tackles. They're not letting Chelsea sit on the ball anywhere past the halfway line. Chelsea are allowed to sit on the ball and pass it in their half. City are allowing that. But as soon as they encroach into City's half, we've got our front lads on them.
It was a strange Kevin De Bruyne passed that a second ago, wasn't
it? I'd be interested to see what his role is tonight, because from what my camera angle is now, he's centre forward. So it'll be interesting to see what Pep wants from him, whether he wants the assist and be that false nine and just drop off and do like the Firmino style role for Liverpool, where he drops off and plays the feed pass to the wingers like Sterling or Foden. But
the false nine's not working at the minute, is it? Let's face it. It doesn't work. It doesn't seem to be working with Kevin. Not in my opinion, anyway.
No. But Kevin De Bruyne is one of them that has to be judged as fault of reason not scoring many goals. He's assisting plenty. I think he's already assisted about 5 more than our average in the previous 5 years at City, or 6 years, or however long it's been now. Just seen a replay of the potential penalty for Chelsea early on. Rodri, great interception to win the ball back. He did get a touch of Timo Werner, who is in a City penalty box right now. Forced out by Ruben Diaz. Good defending from Ruben Diaz. And Phil Foden comes back and wins the ball back for City. Advantage for City. Rodrigo nipped out by Ben Chilwell. And good play. Referee allowed the advantage to play for City. It didn't come to anything. He's pulled it back for a free kick to City. So great referee in there.
Do you think we got away with one there with Rodri?
Not so.
Do you think we got away with one there with Rodri?
Nah, he got enough of the ball for me. He got the ball plenty before he touched Verma there. I think Verma was looking more for the penalty rather than having a chance. That's me anyway. What did you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he did well there. To be honest, I
think I'm always right.
Ben a few times.
As always, Blues, I've got the comments up as well. I know Tom will be busy keeping the page lit up with stats and everything like that. As always, I want to read your comments, so keep them flying through. I'll go through some as soon as I can. In fact, I'll go through some now. There's a lot of people on now. Paul Glennon, how are you doing? Nat's doing the admin work for us, illegal sites off, please. I like that. Thank you very much, Nat. Neil Horrell, did you hear me on last night's show, me saying that City got 9 games in a month? Yeah. What do you feel about that, Tom? 9 games in one. Kevin De Bruyne! Oh! Kevin De Bruyne was played through beautifully there into the penalty box by João Cancelo again. It's what I was saying, hitting target and finding the back of the net. He didn't do either there. He scuffed it. The ball was underneath him, right-footed, and it just edged past the left-hand side of the left post. Should have been hit. He scuffed the shot, to be fair. I'll let you talk through the replay.
I'm just waiting for it to come back on again. The camera decided to go off in a bit. I think my Sky's about a minute and a half behind you, which is never a good thing at the best of times.
Oh, right. You stopped me when you come, but yeah, he should have been finding the back of the net, or at least target from there. It was a really pathetic shot from Kevin De Bruyne, to be fair. He should be. Just before
that, Chelsea have knocked 66 possession against ours at the moment. I mean, bear in mind, last season we played for the first half an hour and we were superb and lost that game. So I don't know, the percentages don't mean much at this stage, but we really need to be capitalising on any missed opportunities that come through.
Yeah.
Sterling brought that ball on the right wing, Cancelo the inverted. Do you know, Kevin, it was really good play that by City. Sterling found Cancelo. Cancelo's playing that inverted midfield, stroke left back, stroke wing half, stroke midfield right.
Beautiful. So here's Raheem Sterling, cut back and straight to the keeper. Oh, Thiago Silva got lucky there. Go on, sorry, pal.
No, Kevin De Bruyne, he took one look, and do you know, it was so close. I can see why he's missed that. He's not really scuffed the shot. I think he's hit it well enough. I just think he just didn't place it well. I think he hit the shot well enough. I just don't think it's just a bad miss. Bad miss that, Kevin. No excuses there, Kev. What are you doing, pal? Get it on target.
That's the problem all season so far for us, isn't it? It's just normally we can hit the ball on target when we have the chances. Chances have been too few this season, but even when we are, the chances have been close to pathetic, really.
I tell you what, he would have got that on target. He's on the bench. Sergio, wrapped up warm.
And it was the sort of ball that he would find as well, but it's all hearsay now. It's over and done with. Hopefully he can crack on as Gundogan on the turn. That's a shot. Back into it. 1-0 City. Ilkay Gundogan. What a turn. What a shot. What a goal. 1-0 City. Come on, Blues.
Come on, buds.
What a goal that was. Well timed. Well perfected as well. The turn, the shot. Absolutely to perfection. Just going to see the replay here. The ball played in through the centre through Rodri. Zinchenko on the left-hand side pulls it back. Phil Foden takes a touch. Ilkay Gundogan another turn, takes another touch. Right-footed, back of the net, down on the corner. Keeper, no chance. What a goal.
Absolutely brilliant start. Absolutely, I'm just really watching the highlight. It's funny that, because just beforehand, Rodri made a bit of a slip and a miss, but he got it back really well to actually bring us back into that. So well done to him.
I think your mic's gone down again, pal. It's gone really quiet on your end again.
I just thought that Rodri did really well there by bringing that back into play, because he made a bit of a scuff there, about the fourth play beforehand. Brilliant finish. And do you know what? One of our admins just sent us a message naming his first child Ilkay. I can understand why. What a turn and finish that was. That reminded me of a goal from last season. It's very similar to another player, City player, scored a goal like that. It was Foden with the assist there as well, by the way. I'm gonna have to use my old grey cells to try and work out who scored a goal very similar to that. But a little turn and finish like that. Can't remember. Sorry. Carry on. Come on, City.
That was the experience of Ilkay Gundogan shining through, and I even admitted last night that I'm liking seeing him play now with Rodri as that double pivot, because one or the two of them play more attacking when they're both playing together. And it's amazing because I used Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard as the examples, two great players who were considered more attacking that couldn't do the job together. These guys are more defensive and they seem to get the best attacking skill out of both of them. And Rodri was linked up in that play. And as you said, he did well to start that attack initially from the slip. And it's working well. I know I take the mickey out of Ilkay Gundogan being a sleeping tablet, but I'm starting to appreciate, and I know what you've been hammering at me for the past year, trying to concentrate on Ilkay Gundogan. I really am starting to appreciate a lot more what he's doing.
His own, and do you know what? Pep's obviously said to him, David Silva's leaving. We need someone to take up that midfield general position. We need someone to take the time to take the ball. And it's
but Kevin De Bruyne playing Phil Foden through. Kevin De Bruyne is still on the ball into the penalty box. Jostling it, Phil Foden. Oh, and he's found the back of the net. 2-0, Phil Foden. Kevin De Bruyne plays a great ball through to Phil Foden. A bit of a scuff pass back. Clearance from the Chelsea defender. Kevin De Bruyne picks up the ball again on the left-hand side, pulls it into the penalty box, lays it off to Phil Foden, left-footed, slides it past Mendy in goal, and it is 2-0 City. This is the
start we need. This is the start we need. I think Pep is about to have a heart attack on the line. This is exactly what we needed, Blue Boys. Come on, let's be strong.
Well onside as well. Great finish by Phil Foden.
Do you know what? I don't care if we score any more goals. That clean sheet is so important today. I'm going to go for the defensive side of my life now. That clean sheet is just as important as scoring 3 more goals today.
Absolutely.
Come on, City. Let's have this defence sorted. Phil Foden!
A beautiful finish as well. And Kevin De Bruyne is now firing all cylinders since we hounded him a little bit.
Come on, let's have him more often. What a brilliant ball that was by Kevin, though. Kevin slipped it through, defended well by Chelsea, pushed it out. Phil came the ball again, and Kevin just angled the ball perfectly for Phil's foot. I don't even think Phil's foot even moved. I think the ball did all the work to guide it past Mendy and net.
And then the finish by Foden was, City on the attack again here. Ilkay Gundogan driving forward. Got Raheem Sterling on the right-hand side. He finds Raheem Sterling. Pulls it back, however. He's got no one up front into support. Brings it more infield to Kevin De Bruyne, who plays it back to João Cancelo at right back. But Phil Foden's first time finish to find the back of the net was that was world-class finishing on top of a world-class pass and attack as well. It was
absolutely
free-flowing.
Sublime. Do you know what? That's such a good finish, that, pal. That cannot be understated. If you get a chance to watch it on Match of the Day, keeper's got to be really disappointed. The keeper's got about 2 foot of space to defend, and Phil just...
Bernardo Silva breaking in the Chelsea penalty box. Takes a shot. Oh, it was the tamest shot you'll ever come across, but it was curling ever so slightly into the far corner, and Mendy got down well. But yeah, it's go on. Sorry, pal. The yards.
Oh, sorry, I don't care. This is great. Let's get some more. Come on, City.
This is Chelsea, however, start the attack now through Pulisic on the left-hand side now. Bernardo Silva chasing back. John Stones, ball played off the back of the heel of John Stones. João Cancelo heads it infield to Ilkay Gundogan, and City start another attack off here, driving forward under pressure from Kovacic, wins a free kick for City. It's all going our way. 2-0 to the 23 minutes played now. City well on top now after that opening 10 minutes of iffy play. Chelsea were well on top, but City coming into the element now, and Pep Guardiola in the opening stages getting much to better of Frank Lampard's Chelsea right now.
Man City legend that is Frank Lampard. I tell you what, it worked a minute ago about saying that Kevin's had a bit of a quiet game. Sterling's looked a bit ropey today, hasn't he? A bit few dodgy passes.
Yeah.
Let's have a couple of goals from you, Raz.
He's been atrocious. He can't seem to find the back of the net, Sterling. He's through on goal. He's in the penalty box now. Pulls it back. Crosses the ball in. Hits the first defender. And out for a City corner. God, that would have been inspiration. Ben Chilwell is looking absolutely shattered. His defence is absolutely battered right now. And City have a corner, 23 and a half minutes played. Phil Foden's well in the penalty box. He looks up for it.
Time for Diaz. Phil Foden, he's smaller than my son.
Shot corner.
He scores a header from a corner, be amazed.
Crossed in, defender cleared, Ben Chilwell. Only as far as João Cancelo. Heads it to Okay Gundogan, brings it down. On the turn, dummies Werner. Ball tried to be played through, hits off the Chelsea man and out for a throw-in on the near side.
I tell you what, Chelsea have got Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden in absolute peak here. They are getting ripped apart in that midfield.
How much possession did you say Chelsea had a moment ago?
66 possession. Until we scored, they had 66 possession.
Last 10 minutes, City have had 80.
See, so come on.
We need to find all the negatives because everything we've said that's negative so far this game has been turned around massively. Zach Stephens can't score in a brothel.
Honestly, there's no chance Zach Stephens will score.
He'll end up doing the one thing Ederson can't that we all expect Ederson to eventually do one day.
He'll just do a Bruce Grobbelaar and run from his goal line and just like slot it past Mendy.
Loose pass by João Cancelo's picked up by Thiago Silva, who... That's an awful pass by the experienced Thiago Silva all the way through to John Stones. There was no Chelsea man in front of him. He just passed it to John Stones. Is Rodri in the centre of the park, crossing the field of play beautifully to find Phil Foden. You've got Zinchenko powering forward. Kevin De Bruyne takes a touch. He might get there before it goes out for a goal kick. He does, keeps it in play. Phil Foden on the left-hand side, brings it back infield to Rodri, cutting in for the left-back position while Zinchenko's further up the field. Great run by Zinchenko to offer support. John Stones under a bit of pressure, but he plays it back to Ruben Diaz and back to João Cancelo at right-back position. In fact, he dummies it for Bernardo Silva, who's driving at the heart of Chelsea defenders here. Infield dribbling play, cut out by Kante. But only as far as João Cancelo, infield, João Cancelo plays it back to John Stones.
Chilwell's looking a bit lost at the minute. Chilwell doesn't know what's going on.
They all are.
I've got him on my fantasy football team. Oh no, I've got 2 Chelsea players in my fantasy football team.
What did you do that for? City with a free kick as Phil Foden is fouled by Kurt Zouma halfway in the Chelsea half, directly down the centre of the goal. João Cancelo maybe with the shot here, I reckon. He's got a good kick on him. Phil Foden did everything you expect from a professional football, a proper professional football. Tried so hard to keep that attack going and stay on his feet, but in the end, he was just forced down. And City have a free kick.
Unlike the United players, which get told to tell each other to fall down at will. Pathetic. Come on, City. Let's have it now. Right. Zinchenko's had a good game, mate. A good game. He's my man to watch today, Zinchenko. What are you going to do for us, pal?
A waste of a free kick there. He played it back to the defence. Very stupid. It's Zinchenko now on the ball. Plays it to Phil Foden on the left wing.
Shoot.
Trying to pass Ziyech. Plays it back to Okay Gundogan on the turn. Great pass by Okay Gundogan to find Kevin De Bruyne. A layoff to Phil Foden on the left wing. Driving into the penalty box. Phil Foden. He can cut it back. Over everyone. João Cancelo. Shot over the bar. That was I thought it was a really, really poor cross there by Phil Foden, but he picked out João Cancelo in acres of space on the penalty box. He took a touch, levelled it down. It was, in fact, I think it took a touch. João Cancelo, maybe. I don't think the referee saw that, but it is a goal kick to Chelsea, unfortunately, and the ball played straight out to Timo Werner, who has to play it out wide under pressure from Bernardo Silva instantly. Chelsea played the ball on top. John Stones defending brilliantly and chests it out for a throw-in at the near touchline for Chelsea. Like you said, that clean sheet is massively vital.
I'm telling you, that's a clean sheet tonight would absolutely make my day. Phil Foden's provided an assist and scored a goal in the space of 3 minutes against Chelsea this season. Yeah, he's got 18th minute. He scored did the assist. 21st minute, he got a goal. He's loving life. Starting more. Prove your point, lads. You want to start more, play better. What a lovely little touch that was Kevin De Bruyne for a couple of seconds earlier, by the way.
Just a knock through, yeah. It was just Phil Foden. Chelsea through in the penalty box. Pulisic. Great defended by John Stones. Ball still in play with Chelsea, though. Chilwell crossed in. Headed away by Zinchenko and his finals. Vermeer on the turn. Kovacic can't get the ball away. And now Rodrigo starts City attack. But the pass was so poor to Okay Gundogan. The shot by Ziyech was atrocious, in fact. And that's got to be a foul, referee. It's not. Chelsea still have the ball. Pushing just into the edge of our penalty boxes. Mason Mount driving forward. Rodrigo's keeping him at bay, though. Ziyech looking for that side pass. Mount again. Back to Ziyech. Crossed in. Vernon must be offside. Headed by Ruben Diaz all the way to the graceful arms of Zach Steffen. Good defending from every one of City's players there. Passed by Rodri, clearance by Rodri to find Gundogan was poor, but he made up for that by the man marking. And Chelsea have no way through. And neither do. The defence is just absolutely solid. And a good block by John Stones to defend his goalkeeper.
Stefan will be chomping at the bit to get a clean sheet tonight. God, that would be so good for his confidence in today's game if he was to get a clean sheet.
John Stones again. Chelsea were going to be through on goal there. John Stones had a clearing header to find a City man as well as clearing the ball for City. That man is just so reborn. It's unnatural. As Raheem Sterling breaking through on the right-hand side. He's crouching in the penalty box. Lays off Bernardo Silva. Blocked by the Chelsea man. Who can go on the turn. Blocked by Kurt Zouma. Oh, it's 6s and 7s in terms of shots for City right now.
You're going to give me a bloody heart attack.
There's a foul now for Chelsea. João Cancelo, he's not having one of the better games today so far. He brings down Pulisic, but I thought that was going to be another goal, pal. Is it just the excitement there was everywhere?
I love it. At the match.
Well, to be fair, Gundogan actually did wrong there. He turned on the shot. Kevin De Bruyne was out on the left-hand side. Free man, he would have had a free shot on target, and he decided on the turn, face away from De Bruyne and have another shot. Should have laid it off to De Bruyne there, but to be fair, on the turn, he's already scored from on the turn, so you have to credit him with another chance there. But City just well on top this in the opening 30 minutes now.
I'm just going to put some pictures on the
unreal.
I'm just going to put some pictures on our display here, just for the after goal. So you have to give me a couple of minutes. But crikey, I really wish I could show these finishes again. I wish I could show that finish from Phil Foden again. If you get a chance to jump on Twitter, I'll retweet it on our at Manchester is B social media account on Twitter, just to give you an idea of the finish from Phil Foden. What an absolute belter that was.
It was world class. He didn't even need to take a touch. He just knew where the goal was. And I know he's left-footed, but even on your preferred foot, you have to have some skill to find the back of the net from that. And he did just absolutely brilliant. As Zinchenko again winning the ball back for City, and then who's that? I think that's Phil Foden going under the foul from Mason Mount. It is, and City win a free kick. It's the defending from everyone tonight so far has been absolutely brilliant, and Zinchenko's been in the heart of that as well. Starting more, Pep. I want to win my bets.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts on Stones' performance so far?
On who? Sorry,
Stones.
Stones solid. He's been our best defensive player so far tonight. His headers, his clearance, his blocks so far, especially for the Chelsea shot about 5 minutes ago. He's been solid, and his passing up front, passing it forward has been brilliant as well. And Chelsea, I can't just put it down to John Stones being brilliant, because the whole team has really so far. But it's so nice to have a reborn player like John Stones settle that back line with Ruben Diaz, and just allowing the rest of the players to be a bit more confident on the ball, with the defending especially. And the defensive line, John Stones, Ruben Diaz have just held up there, has just given an offside to Chelsea deep into our midway into our half. So you can tell how well defended our back line, especially Zach Steffen, is, and well marshalled. And John Stones at the heart of that. He's dropped into right back position to cover João Cancelo right now, whilst commanding where the rest of the team should be to cover him. I love seeing John Stones like this.
Unbelievable. Right, I've just posted the Silky Ilky goal, as I've called it, on Twitter. The link to our Twitter page. Have a look at that for Ilkay's finish. What a little touch and finish. If you've not had the opportunity to actually watch the game, jump on there. What a goal that was. What a belt.
Just to give everyone a bit of a headway of where the game's going at the moment, it's getting very sloppy. Foul just given away by Rodri now. Kovacic is down on the ground thinking he's being love bitten on his chest or something. He's completely... Actually, there's not enough in that to be warranted a yellow card or a red card. It's not a malicious challenge, but Rodri went up for the clearance with the high boot. It was higher than Kovacic's head, and he was stood up straight. And Rodri, when his boot was coming down, scraped the front of Kovacic's chest, and it did look quite painful at first. He did well to get back up without making too much of a fuss. Rodri is quite lucky in that stance, but it is a free kick to Chelsea midway into City's half, just to the left-hand side of our goal. Referee just having a quick word of Zuma and Ruben Diaz are at each other's throat. Ball crossed in, good free kick, cleared well by Ruben Diaz, and then a header away by Kevin De Bruyne's through. Raheem Sterling one-on-one with the keeper, all the way. He pulls it back. What's he doing? He takes it out wide. He's still got the ball. He's hit the post. Kevin De Bruyne, back of the net. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh my God, this game is giving me a heart attack. The header by Kevin De Bruyne.
What is going on?
It powers the ball through to Raheem Sterling, who's I think's onside. It's going to be checked. Raheem Sterling trickles forward, lightning pace. But instead of having the shot, he takes it to the left of the goalkeeper. Raheem Sterling well onside. I've just seen a replay. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He slows the player down and takes it to the left. Under pressure on Kante. Stops. He's got men back for Chelsea now. Decides to have a shot eventually. Hits the post. Rebounds out to Kevin De Bruyne. Takes a touch with his right foot. Calmly and collectively just finds the bottom corner of the net. This game is manic. 3-0 City. 35 minutes played. Get in! Get in!
Sterling is genuinely going to make me give him a heart attack. So Sterling is running through for a goal. Oh, this is amazing. Who's their number 7 that tracked back really well? He did fantastically there. And Raz took's too slow with that one, but hits the post. What a belter. And Kevin De Bruyne, inch perfect. You know what? He had to be placed. That shot had to be placed inch perfect. Because Chelsea had about 5.
Now they're still going to inside the coach in the penalty box. That's a shot. No, cross. Phil Foden with a header over the crossbar.
Oh, bloody hellfire. Let me just try and take you through what happened here. So Chelsea had a free kick, headed away by City, intercepted by, was it Zuma, number 7?
No, Kante, number 7.
Sterling gets the ball, charges through on goal. Kante's chasing after him. Kante corrals Sterling to the left-hand side. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 players come back for Chelsea. Sterling bent bananas ball into the top corner, hits the crossbar, bounces out. So who's there? Kevin De Bruyne with an absolute inch perfect shot.
Oh. Just to be clear for everyone, I am a boy. After all, I've never known my voice go so high pitched in all my life. It's just such a different City display from what we've seen.
That curve,
so attacking.
Shot, by the way, that curve on that shot, God,
that brilliant. Was inch perfect. It's just a shame we didn't find the back of the net, but the touch from Kevin De Bruyne to find the back of the net was brilliant. But just to highlight for those who are just listening to us and not watching the game. If you think of world-class City attacking performance, you're missing out right now because the attacks, every time we attack, we look like we're going to score. It's just so energised, so attackive. Granted, Sterling was giving us all a bit of a heart attack. Why the hell he didn't have a shot then? But to find a post for that, granted it didn't find the back of the net, but just to think of how many Chelsea men got back and it still found Kevin De Bruyne who was able to take a touch and find the back of the net from that.
Brilliant.
Breathtaking display so far from City.
Brilliant by City. This is fantastic.
Defensively great as well, as they just forced Timo Werner, who was almost through on goal. John Stones forced him back, and Chelsea have just given the ball away. Oh no, they still got it through Azpilicueta. Ziyech on the right-hand side. Ball forward into Kovacic in the penalty box. Lays it off for Azpilicueta. Ball cannoned in by Azpilicueta, but he didn't even come back into play and out for a goal kick.
Chelsea's back four has got... I've got 2 Chelsea defenders in my fantasy football team. I am gutted. But do you know what? It's just like I'm going to use a biblical thing here. Parting of the waves. Chelsea's defence is non-existent. The sea's just been parted and City are just smashing through it with Roman.
See, I even have to disagree with that because even when they go out wide, there's no one out wide to stop Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden either. As soon as we attack, Chelsea's defence just disappears. Kante was their last man.
I tell you what, he did well, Kante. I thought he did really well. He did his best there, but wasn't good enough, unfortunately.
He deserved a lot better from his teammates there, Kante. Just seeing the replay, Pep Guardiola's displeased about something. Oh, my phone's going off the coil here. Just wondering what they're banging on about here. It's a throw-in on the far side, but Pep Guardiola looked a bit astounded by something. He didn't look the best pleased.
I've not seen anything yet, pal. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just found out the half-time drinks order hasn't been made.
So it's a throw-in's been taken now. Chelsea somehow on the ball all of a sudden. There's Ben Chilwell halfway line, playing it back to Thiago Silva, who I bigged him up saying the experience of him will shine out for Chelsea today. He's been non-existent. I should do it more often.
Chelsea just haven't been at the races today. I just haven't been at the races. I had Chelsea down as potential champions winners this year, but just not.
There's Kevin De Bruyne, a beautiful half turn with a pass to try and find Phil Foden. Zuma was on form there to cut out the pass. But Kevin De Bruyne just knows where all his teammates are as well. You can tell they've been doing something in training. That little bit of time off from the Everton game now has given City a bit of respite and just allowed the players who probably a long time ago knew now who was going to play tonight. The passing's been absolutely brilliant, and defending as well. Just right now, as Timo Werner tries to play Ben Chilwell on the left, and João Cancelo just man marks it, stops the ball from finding Pulisic, and just lets it roll out for a goal kick. This defense is just top notch. The attack's top notch. I love it.
Do you know what? Pep Guardiola. Do you know why Pep Guardiola? Do you know why Pep was fuming? Because Zinchenko put the ball out of play for no reason. That is how consistent he wants our players to be. If something happened and the ball went out of play, we give it back to Chelsea for whatever reason, and Pep was fuming because of that. Absolutely right. Let's go for their throats. I want another one. 13% of City's goals this Premier League, 13% of Man City's Premier League goals this season have come in the first 34 minutes.
A lot of percentages come in this match.
Come on, boys. I tell you what, Frank Lampard will be absolutely fuming at half-time.
You can see the response coming from Chelsea, though. Frank does have a way about him to inspire the troops, so to speak, at half-time team talks.
This is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
No. 3-0.
Far too much that this. I'm done. Stop the count, half-time. Come on, let's go home. No, this game.
And I think that's why you were saying Pep Guardiola's angry at Zinchenko. We need to keep that momentum up. We've done it far too many times so far this season where we've had lightning pace starts, not as good as what we're seeing here at Stamford Bridge, but we've seen that energy, that drive drop, allowing opposition to find the back of the net.
And can we just have a reminder that Kevin De Bruyne missed the one-on-one?
He did. It did.
Come on, Kevin. You can do better than that, Kevin.
He's been awful so far this game, Kevin De Bruyne.
Rubbish again. Rubbish.
Okay, Gundogan still sends me to sleep.
Imagine how many complaints we're going to get off this afterwards.
Yes. I wonder if it works the other way. Timo Werner's been absolutely brilliant for Chelsea so far tonight. Let's tempt fate. Well, no, here comes Chilwell on the left-hand side. He's got Werner up in support. Ball by Chilwell was awful. Clearance by Ruben Diaz. Clapping his troops there, Ruben Diaz as well. Giving the lads some encouragement as he clears the ball out for a throw-in on the near touchline to Chelsea. Halfway in City's half, in which Ben Chilwell takes quickly. And Zuma's forced all the way back to Thiago Silva, and the pressure from Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. There's no way out.
Hey, I tell you one thing. Sorry to interrupt. One thing that jumps to mind straight away is all these players that potentially had a party and broke COVID laws, and they'll be looking at this thinking, we messed up here, haven't we? That is the motivation for every one of these players tonight. Yeah. Go out there. You deserve to be playing. Tell me why I deserve to be playing. Do you want to play against United on Wednesday night?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Show me how good you are. Come on, Blues.
Yeah. And everyone, there's no player tonight so far in the opening 42 minutes that's played poor tonight for City. No player whatsoever. They've all been not necessarily top draw. There've been players that have been top draw, but they've all been solid, all been consistent, all been very good. I might eat my words here. Timo Werner on the left hand. João Cancelo. He's probably been the weakest link so far for City this game, and he's just put out. He's just calm and composure to win the ball back for City. However, a curse of the commentator who's just giving the ball away to Chelsea now, as Kovacic in the middle of the park finds Thiago Silva, plays it even further back to Kurt Zouma. Chelsea just can't find a way through. Absolute credit to City's midfield as well as the defence, just shutting out that forward ball, not even allowing our defence to really get under too much pressure. And when they do, they're just cutting out everything and winning the ball back and starting a drive and attack. And it's just so happy to see the ball play through there. John Stones is all the way out in the right midfield position, forcing Ben Chilwell all the way back, and he has to find Kurt Zouma at the back line. John Stones is even flying up the pitch. It's João Cancelo. the ball forced out wide to Christian Pulisic on the left-hand side. Under pressure from João Cancelo, Pulisic can't get a touch and it goes out for a throw into City in the near touchline.
Here's a quick... I've got a quiz question for everybody. Kevin De Bruyne is the first Man City player to score in 3 consecutive Premier League appearances versus Chelsea. Who was the other player? Quiz question for everybody. Names on it.
Who is Kevin De Bruyne? Sorry. Question in. Phil Foden, left-hand side. Go, can't go do it. Oh, he tries to do the little flick with his left foot and it just goes wide.
What are you doing to me? Come on, City.
Oh, go on, finish that off. Sorry, pal. I thought it was going to be another goal.
What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Kevin De Bruyne is the first City player to score 3 successive Premier League appearances against Chelsea since who? Come on, Blues. Who's that going to be? I'll stick that question on the chat.
Oh, you're going to see the replay here. Okay, Gundogan. Oh, it would have been a great finish if it worked off. He just tried to... 11 attempts to 4 for City. 4 on target and 3 goals. It's a weirdly good game. Absolutely weirdly good game, but I love it. Absolutely love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. 3-0 up at Stamford Bridge, just coming into the end of the first half. You wouldn't have it any other way. It's been top draw.
So I'm just coming up to the highlights now. With Bernardo did brilliantly played, and Sterling took the ball through the middle. Kevin De Bruyne on the left-hand side, dinked it to Foden. Foden, oh, do you know what a cheeky side? That's a mirror image of Foden's goal, that, except Ilkay just tried to do something a bit fancier. Put your laces through it, lad. It's
Timo Werner, pitch at your penalty box. Pass was poor, and Zinchenko clears excellently all the way to the halfway line. There's just no way through for Chelsea, and when they do, they've just blocked out in the end. Zach Steffen, as much as I'd like to see him tested to see how good his goalkeeping ability is so far, he's not really had the chance. And Raheem Sterling has just given away a free kick, however. João Cancelo. It was a bit of both of them, really. They were both on Christian Pulisic, not allowing it to go through. But I think it was João Cancelo who judged to give away the foul. In fact, no, actually. Raheem Sterling gave away the foul. Christian Pulisic jumped up, both feet, not really, but high boot, clattered into João Cancelo, who has gone down. There's a yellow card for someone, but I think it will be a City player. No, it is Christian Pulisic that goes into the book, but I think it's still a Chelsea free kick. It is Chelsea free kick, but the high boot from the follow-through from the foul from Pulisic into João Cancelo has earned him a yellow card, despite the Chelsea free kick. So I know that was a lot of jumble, but I was trying to get my mind what happened there, because it's all lightning pace, and the ball crossed it, poor free kick over everyone. No. Rebounds up in the air. Zach Steffen highest to claim it. Azpilicueta with a header. And 2 minutes of added time. Half played now. About 45 seconds left to play of this first half. City well on top. 3-0 to the good. Brilliant display so far.
I've missed this City so much.
Yeah,
I have missed this consistent City so much. It's amazing. It's lovely to have you back. Welcome back, City. Where have you been?
Even the referee's stopping our play because we're that good. He's just got the touch on the ball. He got a heavier touch than most of the defenders. And obviously, all referees now have to do the drop ball for a City player. For the
How was that free kick to Chelsea?
It was a pullback from Raheem Sterling.
Okay.
Pulled back on the shoulder. He's pulled back himself now, Raheem Sterling. You'd be claiming for a free kick there, Sterling, but goes out for a throw-in. I think that'll be all for City now this first half. Throw-in from Chilwell. He's taking his time. I think they know this first half is dead and buried. There's not going to be another chance for either team. And the referee... Come on, take the throw-in, pal.
Yeah, come on.
The referee blows his half-time whistle, goes from Ilkay Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden wrap up an absolute dominant display. After the first 10 minutes, it was mostly all Chelsea. City came to light and have been absolutely world-class at the back and up front, been solid performance, and the finishes for the goals have been absolutely superb. What do you make of that first half, pal?
Just like I said a second ago, mate, it's great. This is the City that I know and love. This is the free-flowing. We're just going to grab our balls by the horns. We're going for it today. You're not going to stop us. You can try, but we've got a solid defence, so we'll just push you back whenever we want to. It's been great to watch. What a half.
Who's been your standout man?
Ilkay. Boring German. Brilliant. I think he's been great. I think he's been fantastic. And do you know what? Raz has looked sharp. Kevin De Bruyne, after we give him a bit of slating, has looked sharp. Phil Foden's looked sharp. I think there's 4 players there that could win man of the match, and it's going to be really hard to choose one of them. What about everyone else on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, wherever else you're watching us from? Who is your man of the match for this? Because I
I'll just read through a couple. I picked out a couple. Chris Fons, how you doing, pal?
Yes.
I'm so happy for John Stones. He has been saying he wanted to stay and fight for his spot on the team, and now he has come to life again. This is Stones we wanted when we bought him. I love it. Absolutely. Sum that up to perfection, Krista. There was another one. Tom, Natalie is your biggest fan. Tom, I love your voice.
Thanks, Natalie. I tried to do my best Martin impression just for you.
Ruby Nave. Guys, can we for once call out Sterling? I think he may be thinking about that one-on-one where he took it to the left and decided to have a shot and it hit the post. I don't think we can really call any player out so far.
I'll give him another 45 minutes, Ruby, before I decide that. I thought he was clinical in a couple of opportunities. He broke really fast for both the goals. Yeah. I think he's done all right, to be honest with you, Ruby. What was it about Ruby that you didn't like? Sorry, what was it about Sterling you didn't like, Ruby?
Janet has put, anybody else think Rodri is looking a bit sluggish today? Probably a bit tired.
Too much Christmas pudding?
Yeah, probably.
I don't
blame him. If he's tired and we're 3-0 up.
I've not noticed anything different about his performances than what he's normally like. I think that's just him. I think that's just his style, to be honest.
Yeah. I've seen him a couple of times in this game where he's won the ball back and played a forward ball, but I wouldn't say he's sluggish. I think it's just been more of a case defenders are doing brilliantly and the attacking midfielders and the wide players, especially Kevin De Bruyne, have just been outstanding. Rodri's just doing his work unnoticed, which if we've got a clean sheet, he's doing something right. That's all we can say.
Absolutely.
That's all we can ask for.
Do you know what? I just want to read a bit of information, a bit of a quote from Ilkay that was given 4 or 5 hours ago by City's social media. So this is Ilkay. Ilkay said, somebody said to me once, perhaps I don't shine, but I allow others to play. You cannot just build a team of 11 players playing the same type of football and the same type of characters. There has to be one harmony, one great picture that fits. What a good phrase. And that is basically, if you don't understand football, you won't understand that phrase. Well said, Ilkay. I believe that completely. And I believed in you, lad. Come on, get another goal for me.
You were always the one judging him, saying he was your sleeping tablets for hours.
How dare you? Lies.
How we doing, Paul? I don't agree with that, Paul. I won't read that out, but I don't agree with that. I think, yeah. Neil.
What's he said? Is it naughty? Is it naughty?
No, I'm not really sure where Paul's going with this. Tom, you stopped Dan from having a crack with the listeners.
Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. Shall I fuck off?
Nah. I think Tom compliments me more than I compliment him, pal. Believe me. We wouldn't have a show if it weren't for Tom, so don't be saying things like that. Neil, where's my Carlsberg? I'm on the bud and I've already had a few, and I'm at work tomorrow for the first time of the year, so I'm not having too many. Normally 1 pint's enough for me. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, sorry. I'll just read out the stat for those who haven't read it. Tom's been putting stats up. Thank you very much. Kevin De Bruyne is the third. Oh no, that's your question. Forget that. I'll leave that to a side. Lorraine, how are you doing? Ever positivity from Lorraine. We're 3-0 up, and she still goes, "Come on, Man City, we can beat Chelsea. Come on." Love it. Absolutely love it. Michael Allen, this is City of old, mega. And Neil, he's put it up a good point. Our goal difference has shot up. We're now positive 12.
Quite impressive, yeah.
I had to think 6 or 7 games ago we were in the -2 mark.
Such a bizarre season.
Starting to find the back of the net. And Anthony Rock singing Gundogan's praises as well, saying he's not been one of Gundogan's biggest fans of late, but I have to applaud him. Whole team seems to be in sync with him about. Just see, there was one more I wanted to pick out. If I can find it. There it is. I think we know where Max is coming from with this. Who's the new number 8 midfielder we've signed?
Is that Silky?
It might be. It might just be him. I'm not sure because, well,
Would
I don't
you
think
like a quick bit of stats from Phil Foden's first half?
Absolutely. You bomb that, mate. I just need to go sort something out.
Not a problem whatsoever. So the first 45 minutes from Phil Foden, 1 goal, 1 assist, 18 touches, 11 accurate passes with a 91.7% pass accuracy, 3 key passes and 3 ground duels won. Listen, he's putting a massive beacon out to be starting every week for me. I think he really has to. Chris Lane, one of our admins, how are you doing, Chris? What do you see about some of the young lads coming on? It's a tough one, that, pal. It's one of them where I just want to get this game won, to be honest. I'm not particularly precious about giving youngers a game if we hang in the balance. If it's 3-0 or more with a couple of minutes left to go, yeah. But to be honest with you, Chris, I want to get this game rattled off and I want to keep that clean sheet. I think that clean sheet is vitally important. I'm not saying by bringing young'uns on the clean sheet may go, but I don't know, pal. It depends on the dynamic and the flow of the game. It really does. It's a tough one, Chris. Who would you like to come on? And I noticed a young lad on the bench side. Is it Mbet? I've not heard of that him before. So if anyone knows anything about him, they could let me know a little bit about him. That would be absolutely awesome. Brian Buller, hello afternoon, pal. Gundo's biggest fan, yes, of course. Zawar, do we read the comments? Yes, hope that helps. Neil Horrell, how are we doing, Neil? That's great. Listen, this has been a fantastic first half from City. It's been really special, this. From our point of view, we just need the same again. We need to massively go into the next game and next half and just take it to them. We just don't step off the gas whatsoever. I think we've been looking absolutely fantastic and a brilliant first half from City. It's been our best first half for a long time, and it's great to see us playing with such confidence. And that attacking guile has been well needed. Gundogan's been exceptional. I think there's a couple of other players that have been just as good, but let's not take our eyes away from the defence, which again has looked absolutely solid. I think Frank Lampard will be ripping into the Chelsea players something rotten in that dressing room. I think he won't be happy at all with the way they've played. They've had an absolute mare, haven't they, Chelsea, this first half. Ryan Askew, we are City, Super City. Afternoon, my mate. Hope you're well. Be nice to see 30 minutes off Liam Dunlap if we get a 4 for Max Bonaca. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Max. I've not looked and seen. I know I posted it on the Facebook page before, but I'd only looked at the first 11 because I was rushing around. So I'll have a quick peek at that now and see where we're at with that. And who would everyone else bring on now in this position? Surely you don't make any changes now. You keep this as it is, and we go straight into it. So on our subs bench, obviously Phil, obviously Carson. We all want to see Carson play at some point. Not today, I don't think. We've got Sergio, we've got Mendy, we've got Fernandinho, Mahrez, Delap, Howard Bellis, and Mbet. I don't know, it's Mbet. I'm going to have to do a bit of research on this lad and see who he is and what position he plays in. Dan might know a little bit more about him. So he's a big, strong defender by the looks of it. Luke Mbet Taboo is his full name. So it'll be good to see him play. He looks like a big lad as well. He looks like he can handle himself in the back four. Left-footed centre-back. Thank you, Chris. Real vocal promise. He's one of the 2003 model. I'm just getting a bit of a schooling, Dan. Can you hear me, pal? This Luke Mbet Taboo, who's in our defence. Do you know much about Luke?
The who, sorry?
Luke Mbet.
I heard he's the Oldham Mbappe.
The Oldham Mbappe?
That's what I've called him anyway. I've never heard of the bloke. It's the closest name to Mbappe I've ever known. For all I know, it could be a goalkeeper.
Well, you're very close. He's very close to that position as a centre-back.
He can't be any closer. What's he like? Do you know much of him?
No, I don't know anything about him. I've had a few people just drop me a quick message saying he's a strong left-footed centre-back, knows how to handle himself, big vocal presence. Nothing else coming up from that, no. Lots of shout-outs. Brian Bull, hiya Brian, bring on Sergio for the last 20 minutes. Natalie, bring on Sergio for the second half, last 20 minutes or so. I can't disagree with you. I'd love to see him start on Wednesday against United. I think United would be absolutely bricking themselves if they saw Sergio in that starting lineup because he loves a goal against United, doesn't he?
Well, if we're playing the way we are now, obviously the game's not done and dusted. Both of us agree that Chelsea are going to come back into this a bit more. Whether it's a goal or whether it's just better play, I think we all have to admit Chelsea are going to improve vastly. They can't do anything but improve in the second half. That was an abysmal display from them in the first half. But if we play like that with a squad that's hounded by COVID restrictions, bring on United. Absolutely bring on United, because every single one of them players that is on that pitch tonight is playing their absolute hearts out, like they really want their positions. João Cancelo started a bit loose, came into it. He's looking to take Walker's place, and the way Walker's been over the COVID situation, we've got to remember as well, Pep Guardiola's mother died of COVID. So deep down in his heart, he is going to be more peed off and let down by some of these players, especially Mendy, who is, for me, lucky to be on the bench tonight in the squad at all. And I think that, as much as Pep Guardiola is a football man, he only judges it on football, that has got to play on his heart a little bit, especially with players like Mendy. So you've got João Cancelo fighting for a place, whether that's right back or left back. You've got Zinchenko playing absolutely brilliantly tonight. Phil Foden, who's not been his go-to man so far this season, playing his heart out. Kevin De Bruyne has found a bit of rhythm with different players up front and around him. United will be bricking themselves for me.
I completely agree with you, pal. I just want to have a bit of a shout-out to somebody that's given us the opportunity to win a signed Sergio framed shirt. If you go to our page, I've just reshared it. So basically, what they're doing, they're selling tickets, $4.95 per ticket. There's 99 tickets available. You buy, it's basically like a raffle. You buy one, you get an opportunity to win a signed Sergio shirt, and it's great as well. They've done it in a lovely black frame with a couple of pictures of Sergio underneath it. I've reshared it on our page anyway. You get a chance to see that, and they've actually physically gone and got Sergio to do this. It obviously comes with a certificate of authentication, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, big shout out for that.
However, that won't be going for a giveaway or anything like that. It's coming instantly to me. So apologies for what Tom's just said there. It's coming instantly to me. I'm having that shirt.
Hey, listen, pal. There's 99 chances to win. You buy a ticket, raffle ticket, and all that.
How much are they again, pal?
$4.95, my mate. Just for you, tenner.
What's 99 times £4?
Oh, 500 quid. I don't know. No idea. I've not. My maths was never my strong point. It's going to get.
Hang on, why was that so hard for me? 99 times 4. You just really got to do that. That's appalling maths from me.
What did I say? 500 quid. I'm not far off. 490. Not far off.
490. Oh, I thought was it £4? Oh, £4.99.
Yeah, £4.95.
Right, so I thought you said £4. I was like, I thought my maths was bad, blooming it. 500 quid for 400.
The maths going wrong somewhere. Let's get back to football. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
What's going on? So basically what Chris was saying before about the opportunity to let the youth have a chance to play, with lots of games coming up and a few players being off with COVID, this is the time to start playing more players, give people more of a chance, essentially. Would I make any changes in this half? No, I wouldn't. I think Sergio's the only player I want to see again. Let me just have a look and see who do we have in our bench.
Just to go back to Chris's comments there about the youth, especially tonight, I know we've got the likes of Delap on the bench as well. A lot of us have been jumping down the throat to get in playing and what have you. For me, this isn't the game. FA Cup and League Cup right now for me. We need to establish ourselves further in the league right now. We have a great chance with the games in hand to win these games in hand and push right to the top of the pile and score some goals. Right now, we need our experienced first team choice players on and finishing the game as well. Unless we're 5 or 6-0 up, then maybe start bringing some of these lads on. I'd rather just see games out professionally and first teamly, if that makes sense, and get those vital 3 points and as many goals as we can to push further up. But I am still in the camp. I want to see youth, but tonight's not one of them games.
Sorry, I'm just seeing something come through here with an opportunity for that Kevin De Bruyne spurned. Do you know, he's got to get that on target. I originally saw, when if no one's seen this yet, he takes a look up, a split second look up to see where the keeper was, and just spurns the shot about a foot wider. So he's got to be doing better there, mate. He's got to be. I know he's scored and he's a fantastic player, etc., etc. But I think I just hold him to such a high.
Is this the first shot he took?
Yeah. The one he missed.
See, when I saw that, I'm not as defensive when it comes to our players, as you obviously know. I'm one to say it as it is, not as much as Laney Blumenbeck. I'm a bit more tolerant when it comes to describing how I feel about him. For me, he messed that up. It was a pathetic shot from De Bruyne for me. It did get under him slightly, but we're talking last year, especially as Kevin De Bruyne is arguably the best player in the world on current form. Form is temporary, class is permanent. He should have been hitting the target at least. May not have found the back of the net, and I can't wrong that. But he should have been hitting the target from that range out. Whether you were trying to place it or not, he should have. He should have found the target for me. But then again, I'm not a world class player, and I can't pass in a straight line, let alone have a good shot. So
I think you're doing yourself a disjustice there, Daniel.
Oh, you won't see me football, mate. I won't be doing me just yeah, exactly. My speech is as bad as me football. Put it that way. Second half kicks off.
I can completely understand where Chris is coming from, though. He doesn't want our key players injured. He doesn't want our key players suspended, booked, etc., etc. I completely understand that. I just wouldn't sacrifice, because the junior players are at a certain percentage of goodness compared to the better players, aren't they? I'd rather play the better players rather than the junior players, because obviously we need that extra bit of quality that they're going to bring to the game. So I kind of hope that's coming.
It's a side for all clubs, though, isn't it? You want your best players on the pitch, whether that is the junior. If a junior player is better than the more established player, of course you're going to play him ahead and become an established player. But it's just finding that yin and yang, that balance, like you said. It's almost impossible. It takes a good manager to bring a good youth academy player into the starting lineup and playing constantly with the best players. And Pep's done that with Foden, sort of done that with Garcia, but Garcia never really wanted to be at the club. But we've now got an academy that's what? How far are we into the academy now? 10 years now?
Oh, yeah, it must be. Since the takeover, it started a year later, so 2009, so yeah, 10, 11 years at least.
Yeah. So we should be now starting to see some more established youth players coming through. And we have seen him in essence in Angelino. He should have been really in this squad. He's gone out on loan, and everyone was laughing at me, especially yourself. I remember you on a podcast saying, "Oh God, nah, he's useless now." Sorry, Phil Foden breaking the party botties. Let that go all the way through to Mendy.
I judge Angelino by that game against United, and I tell you what, my dead granny could have had a better game against United than he could have.
But I always throw this to people who come up with that argument. He played less games than Cancelo last year. How good was Cancelo last year at the beginning of the season, before January? It was atrocious, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
And he had more games than Angelino. And now look at Cancelo. We're talking about him as one of the best players this year so far.
So you'd have no hesitation with bringing Angelino back? What about getting rid of Mendy? Would you get rid of Mendy and bring him back?
Get rid of Mendy, hands down. I think he's just another Balotelli for me now. I'm sick of defending him now. His off-field antics are as bad as his on-field right now. He's I don't know what is wrong with him. He's got the world at his feet. He's got probably one of the best managers in terms of developing a player that he could ask for. He's got the greatest training facilities available to him, medical facilities available. And I don't think it's injuries that are the problem now. I think it's his attitude. He's just too upbeat. He's too wanting to have too much of a good time rather than be professional. And right now, there is a left back that is on loan from City that can go for, I think, 14 million or something like that. Before 30 million. That is playing 10 times better than Mendy ever has for the club.
Chris has made his point very clear about Mendy on the page. We won't say it on here. Interestingly, we've seen Roy Keane has assessed Chelsea's first half performance. They don't look up for it. They need a miracle. They've been shocking. Yes, they have, but this is another 45 minutes to go. So come on, City. Are we having this? Right, okay, Dan, who's your man to watch this game, mate? I'm going for Bernardo, and so somebody else shouted out for Bernardo as well to have a watch on. Yeah, Ryan Askew. Ryan, how are you here, Ryan? Bernardo is going to be my man to watch this half. I think he's going to have a belting game. Who's yours, man, Dan?
Well, I don't want an early night, so it won't be okay. I'm going for Sterling. I think Sterling will come to life this second half.
Yeah.
he needs to anyway. He's not been bad. None of the players have been bad, but he's not been the one you think of instantly when you come to a good performance so far. So he's one for me. But no, Bernardo is a massive shout. His energy so far this game has been brilliant. He's on the ball now. In fact, he's just played it forward through to João Cancelo. He's looking for that forward pass, but he's just pegged back. Chelsea look a bit more on it in the opening 4 minutes right now. They're closing City down, not really allowing them to get past forward. And when they do, they're closing them down and forcing them back. And I say that Rodri's in acres of space and he finds Raheem Sterling further up the pitch. Plays it back to Rodri, out wide João Cancelo and back into the centre of the park. So
this is a good start. This solid start. We need to be more. But this is a categorically professional performance needed now. We need 40, 45 minutes of absolute professionalism. Let's get this wrapped up. Let's limit their shots on target. And I tell you what, they are really missing Hazard, aren't they? They're missing that cutting edge at the minute. I'm not seeing any of that from their Chelsea team at this moment in time. So,
we're on a good attack here. Phil Foden on the left-hand side, breaking in, puts it infield. Kevin De Bruyne with a shot. Oh, keeper has to parry it away, but he does claim the ball in the end. Tame shot by Kevin there, to be fair, but I've seen shots like that trickle past the goalkeeper, and he did struggle. He did struggle there.
Oh, come on. Come on, City.
Sorry, I think someone was at my front door. Just bear with.
You crack on, pal. You crack on. So it's an interesting one, this, because we've got City set up they've come out the second half, set up the same way. Chelsea just don't seem to be coming at us at the moment. City just doing their thing, passing the ball around, trying to pick the lock to get that fourth goal, which we've got to be going for. We've got to massively go for this and get another one if we can. The most important thing I want from this game in this second half is clean sheet. I really want a clean sheet. I want Stefan to have a clean sheet because good chance. I can't remember whether Ederson's going to be able to play on Wednesday or not against United with COVID. I don't think he is. So, Stefan would be playing anyway, actually, wouldn't he, with a cup game? So that's what we need. We need a nice, comfortable display. So, a question from Chris Lane. How are we doing, Chris? Hope you're well, my mate. What's Pep been like today? Do you know what, Chris? He's been very animated, as he normally is. He looked really up for this game. He had a go at somebody a minute ago for kicking the ball out of play at the beginning of last half. The end of last half. Sorry, City were on the attack there. Phil Foden had an opportunity. The ball went wide. Chelsea give it away. Rodri bounced onto the ball, passed it left to Phil Foden. Phil Foden, first time cross in, miles past Raheem Sterling for the opportunity there. Could have been a good goal. That should have been an opportunity. We should have been taking better opportunities than that. Really poor play by Phil Foden. You might have missed that there, Dan. Phil Foden had an opportunity. Rodri intercepted. Chelsea ball, passed it through to the left for Phil Foden. Phil Foden, first time ball through to Raheem Sterling, but it's about 4 or 5 yards away from him, and Sterling looked not too pleased that he missed him.
Right. Oh, well, Sterling's on the ball now, driving forward. Who would you say is at fault then? Phil Foden for that then?
100%. Yeah, 100%. He just got a bit too much rush of blood to his head.
Yeah. I think City have just won a free kick here and a yellow card to N'Golo Kante, maybe? Just saying Raheem Sterling drive. Yeah, N'Golo Kante wasn't getting Sterling for pace there, and he was just all over the back of Sterling. And he misses his game versus Fulham. Not that that's any interest to anyone on here, or it shouldn't be anyway. But yeah, City have a free kick. A few yards out from the penalty box, and Kevin De Bruyne looks like he's lined up to just have a direct shot here.
And while you were away, Dan, I was saying that City have started really well. We've been passing the ball well. We've been very neat, very tidy. Professional is the word I want to use a few times today. We've had maybe 3 or 4 chances to really cut.
Free kick, header! Oh, sorry. It was a free kick, beautifully played in, and it was Rodri up for the header. He should be finding the back of the net from there. He was rose high as keeper with actually a great save by Mendy in goal.
Oh, my neck.
Oh, you watched the replay of this, Rodri. The keeper did a great save there, and it goes out for a corner to City.
I do apologise, mate. That just came out the blue, that free kick.
You carry on. I just noticed that it was the player that got booked for Chelsea. Was it Kante for bringing Sterling down?
Kante, yeah. The corner crossed in by Bernardo Silva. Shot first time from Phil Foden. Well wide, tame shot, and out for a goal kick to Chelsea. So what were you saying? What was the thing before that?
Don't matter. Carry on. Don't matter. Yeah, it's fine. I've lost my train of thought. I'm just talking to somebody. We've not had many.
The man in the media focus right now, Benjamin Mendy's warming up. Well, I say that he looks like he's having a laugh rather than anything. He's really doing everything.
He's loving life. Of course he is. Why would you not be? Multi-million-pound footballer, having your own parties, whatever you want. Loving life. Yeah, absolutely loving life.
I'm losing any faith to even talk about him now, to be fair. He's just really doing me nuts. It's Chelsea with the ball, team shot by I think it was Mason Mount. It was.
Tell you what, I've just seen a replay of that Rodri header for Mendy's save. What a brilliant save that was for Mendy. That's prime Neuer.
Absolutely. No, it's credit due where it's due. That was a great save, but Rodri at the same time should have been doing a hell of a lot better with that header. You're taught as a footballer, aren't you? When you're in them positions, head it down. He headed it, perfect height for Mendy to even get a touch on it. Obviously not save it, but again, I can't really say anything. I'm not a professional footballer, but for me, Rodri should have been doing better there. But hey-ho, we're 3-0 up. We can afford to... Well, no, we can't afford to miss chances like that, but you know what I mean.
I do. No, I know what you mean. I'm loving this, though. This is great. This is proper football, this, end-to-end. So Chelsea are definitely... do you think Chelsea are getting a bit more into this? What's the formational difference that they've changed? Because they definitely seem to have a bit more possession this half than they did the back end of that half. Saying that, they started really strongly in the first half, didn't they?
They've spread out a lot more. Their back four right now is more of a back two with the two wing backs pushing into midfield. So it's more like a 2-4-1-3 almost, for Chelsea. They're pushing out the pitch, and they need to get a couple of goals to get back into this game, of course. I think Frank Lampard knows that. He won't want to lose the game 3-0, Frank Lampard, so he'd rather take a chance. And Zach Steffen there, that lad has experienced a lot, very much underrated experience in our net right now. The ball played through by Pulisic out wide to Ben Chilwell. The ball crossed in. Just needed a Chelsea man to run in. Zach Steffen knew everything around him. He let the ball trickle past his goalpost and out for a goal kick. Really well marshalled, and Zinchenko did the great defending as well, tracking the ball and just using his body in case anybody did come. Chelsea on the attack now, cut out by Zinchenko again. Only finds the Chelsea man is number 22 on Ziyech Werner. Back to Ziyech on the right hand side. He's got Gundogan up for company. Lays it off to Azpilicueta. Ball played in, headed back by Rodri. Only is out for a throw-in on the near touchline to Chelsea. Good defended by Rodri. So, yeah, Chelsea for me, they're starting to see a lot more of the ball. But it's the same thing as the first half. When the breakthrough, there's no way through in the end. They find the right pass to sort of play in behind City. But City get enough men back, and I say that Kevin De Bruyne should try out for rugby right now. Thiago Silva's on the ball in the right back position. Kevin De Bruyne has no interest in going for the ball. It wouldn't surprise me if he got both feet off his ground when he just jumped into Thiago Silva there, and both his arms wrapped around him and just pushed him to the ground. Free kick to Chelsea, which will take quickly. But like you said, the opening 10 minutes of that first half was all Chelsea, and then City came into the rhythm. But
same again, please.
Being 10 minutes of the second half, I see Chelsea seeing out the 45 minutes, being a bit more on the ball, a bit more dominant, and they're still on the ball now as a push further up the pitch. Here's Kovacic driving forward, has a shot wide, just well wide in fact in the end.
This formation by City is really interesting. When we lose the ball, we just drop into the back four is so regimented. It's really great to watch. Really, really solid to watch. Can I just give everyone a reminder of the players that City have not featured in this game today? Are you ready for this? So these players that have not featured in today's game: Fernandinho, Mahrez, Mendy, Aguero, Jesus, Torres, Walker, Ederson, and obviously Scott Carson.
More of the reserves, please.
So, if this is our reserves, like I said to you before, they are putting a massive flag in the ground for playing more games. Foden's got to be playing more games, hasn't he? Starting more games.
He's got to. He is, in that first half especially, he was one of the best players on the pitch. His touch of that goal as well was brilliant. That pass when he found João Cancelo, when he blazed it over the bar, that was first rate. And, I think he completely timed that to the way he wanted it to be. He's got to play more minutes. And like I said, it's only his second start since October last year. That's 4 months of the potential Silva replacement only getting 2 starts in the league.
I've just seen that Kovacic opportunity again. Do you know what, mate? We need to be careful here. City needs to be careful here. I'm not appreciative of oh, dear God, get it clear of the ball. I'm not appreciating how much we're lying back at the minute.
No.
They need 1 goal and they're back in this. And
you're saying that? Okay, Gundogan driving forward. Just in the edge of the Chelsea penalty box, lays it off. João Cancelo pulls it back to Kevin De Bruyne. Pulls it back. That was a lot more attacking threat there. I don't know why Ilkay Gundogan pulled it back, and João Cancelo especially. João Cancelo was more centre forward there, and he just decided to pull it back to Kevin De Bruyne, who was further behind him.
And Rodri seems to have woken up a bit as well. He's obviously had some half-time oranges, hasn't he? So he's obviously back in the game for some reason. He seems to be a bit more pepped, which is fantastic to see. A bit of an energy gel maybe to get him a bit more back in the game.
Definitely. He's just won a header for City now and won back possession for City. So that's what he goes. A lot of people, including yourself, told me to keep an eye on Ilkay Gundogan. I say the same about Rodri. He does a lot of the work unnoticed for a big 6'5" lad. And here's Phil Foden out on the left wing, breaking into Chelsea penalty box. You've got Thiago Silva blocking his route, pulls it back to Alexander Zinchenko. Infield to Gundogan, pulls it back to Foden. City are just going back to a passing game again. We don't look as hungry to get the ball in the back of the net, right? Although João Cancelo driving forward almost finds an inch perfect pass to Ilkay Gundogan. It would have been 1-on-1 with the keeper. As I was saying, we don't look deadly in front of goal. Kevin De Bruyne on the left wing here, breaking in the penalty box. Lays it off Ilkay Gundogan on the turn. Lays up for a shot. No, lays it out wide to Bernardo Silva. Has a shot, rebounds off the defender, rebounds off Bernardo Silva. He's having to take it back. Still just on the edge of the penalty box. John Stones in the right wing position. Rodri plays it back. He has to. He's had no support. And City play it all the way back to Ruben Diaz midway in our half. So, but no, going back to what I was saying about Rodri, he does a lot of work unnoticed for a 6'4", 6'5" lad, winning the ball back with his head especially. But I think that's due to the fact that he's not Fernandinho. Fernandinho is in a lot of people's hearts and a lot of Premier League neutrals' hearts. He is arguably one of the greatest defensive midfielders the Premier League's ever seen. And we're not just saying that because we're City fans. He is. He backs it up by his stats and everything. And that performance he did, what was it, 2-3 years ago when we clinched the title back from Liverpool? It was just mental that season. He's just good. I think Rodri just goes underwhelmed by it. Kevin De Bruyne with a shot well wide. But yeah. He's not sluggish, put it that way. We had someone comment on the page he was sluggish, but yeah, he's not sluggish so far this second half. He looks up for it, but as I was saying, we don't really.
João Cancelo maybe with a shot right here, now. I reckon. He's got.
Oh, sorry, I just started something else there. One of our admins, Chris, has asked a question. I think it's Chris. Apologies if it's not. It is. Chris has asked a question. Has Zinchenko done enough to claim? Excuse me. Let's start this again. Has Zinchenko done enough tonight to stake a first team claim back into the first choice? Sorry,
yes.
What are you thinking, Dan? Has he done enough?
Yes. Hands down. I'm not saying that because I want to win that bet with you. He tonight has been one of our better players in defence. Him and John Stones, in fact, Ruben Diaz as well. He's settled into that back line like he was John Stones reincarnated tonight. He's just been on the ball. He's marshalled his left back position, and he drives up front when what Pep Guardiola wants for a left back. But he also gets back. He's currently just got back now, and he was the last man. He's just played at Chelsea offside as well. So he's forced Chelsea to be offside there and won a free kick for City. So he's. If he doesn't get more starts on the back of this performance right now, something is wrong with Zinchenko.
What did I say to you? You won't get more than 15 starts in the season. Did I say that?
10 to 15, yeah. I think you upped it to 15 because you're a bit nervous about the fact he's starting to get a few more games.
FA Cup and the League Cup, etc.
8 starts, nonetheless.
I'm inclined to be a bit nervous now. I'm inclined to be a little bit more nervous about my prediction. I think he's got a chance to win.
The problem with Zinchenko, however, isn't with Zinchenko. It's about his position now. Left back has been a position of necessity for City over the past 2 years. Right now, we have João Cancelo, we have Zinchenko, we have Ake, we have not Mendy, but we have players now that have played well in that position that aren't natural left backs. Zinchenko isn't a natural left back, but he's more of a natural left back than the other two. But would you drop Walker for João Cancelo? You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Would you play João Cancelo at left back and keep Walker in the team? You would.
Yeah, I think I would. You're right.
On the back of form, if João Cancelo can't fit at left back, who would you rather have, Zinchenko or Ake? Because I know I'd rather have Ake on the back of his performances.
Oh, it's so hard, this. I tell you, this is why Pep's paid the big bucks, mate. I've got one thing to ask you, though. The amount of how many chances has Kevin De Bruyne had tonight, do you reckon? 4? 5, maybe?
Be about that. He's had a couple of missed shots, and a few wide.
Last season, he'd be on a hat-trick now.
He had what? A hat?
He'd be on a hat-trick, if not scored a hat-trick of chances by now. I don't know what's happened to his shooting boots of recent years.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because about 2-3 games ago, I said, I think this was more direct to admin Dan Halifax, and he blasted me about it. I wouldn't be against Pep dropping De Bruyne for a couple of games. This was before pre-COVID. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne's just set up Raheem Sterling on the right-hand side. Feeds Kevin De Bruyne. If he get there, the keeper just gets the touch on the ball. He claims it. Kevin De Bruyne, a beautiful pass to Raheem Sterling. Sterling, for once, didn't have the pace to break away from the back line of Chelsea. But he played a great ball in, almost finding Kevin De Bruyne. If Kevin De Bruyne was half a second ahead of what he was, he would have been on target to find the back of the net there. But Mendy came out of his goal rushing and claimed the ball for Chelsea. But yeah, it was a good chance there, and Kevin De Bruyne started that. But going back to Kevin De Bruyne and what I was saying, I wouldn't be against dropping Kevin De Bruyne for a couple of games for the likes of Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden playing a lot more.
That's so hard, mate.
Exactly. That's like you said. That's why Pep's played the big bucks, because he has to make these decisions.
You can't drop Kevin De Bruyne though, can you? Can you? Can you drop Kevin De Bruyne?
I could in the past. Today, no. He seems up for the fight today. Yes, his shots have been poor, but his passing's been excellent. I won't drop him after this game now, but the previous couple of games that I would have been tempted to.
Oh, it's painful that. Painful to even
well,
think about. We've got a massive squad, haven't we? We have got a big squad. We've got a squad.
Exactly, and we have to start planning for the games without De Bruyne. You know, he's approaching 30 years old now. Granted, that's nothing for a player anymore, but you see how many players drop off in that centre of the park. And City Dave mentioned it a few weeks ago. You can really see De Bruyne dropping into that quarterback role and being that linchpin.
Yeah.
Starting off the attacks, getting the pass from Rodri and then starting the attacks off. A bit like what Gundogan sort of does, but obviously in a world-class capacity, and allowing the likes of Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden to take up his reins and feed the ball through to them. But it's an interesting one. Some players have been poor, some players have been good this season. There's not been a consistent of one or the other so far. No, one player can have an atrocious game 1 minute, next game they could be absolutely outstanding, and it vice versa.
Chris Oscar on YouTube. How are we doing, Chris? Thank you for watching. Really think we're managing this game brilliantly. Yeah, I agree with you. We're 70 minutes gone. Let's get it done with first. I completely agree with you though. We started a bit slowly, but built up. Yeah, you know, it's the same thing now. I can start seeing this is what happened in the first half. Chelsea had a bit more possession, and all of a sudden, City started just passing the ball around neat and tidily.
But by now, we would have been 2-0 up.
Fair point, well made.
But that's saying that we're 3-0 up with 23 minutes left to play. Granted, 23 minutes left to play is enough time to get 4 or 5 goals. I just don't see it happening, but touch wood. There's no wood to touch apart from there. It doesn't happen. I just can't see it happening. I think who was that chap then you said commented?
Chris Oscar.
I think he was absolutely spot on with his assessment there. We're really, really well on top in terms of the experience and marshalling the game right now. And I think we'll see it out with a clean sheet, hopefully. Here's Hudson-Odoi breaking into our penalty box. He's lined up for the shot. Ruben Diaz goes down. Rebounds out to Kovacic as a shot, rebound straight off Rodri and out to Zuma, and Chelsea forced to play all the way back. Sorry, what were you going to say, pal?
No, nothing. Sorry, I just had a mini stroke. Sorry about that. I just.
It's Chew on the ball.
I really want this. I really want them not to score. That's a big thing for me at the minute.
Well, John Stones is doing your work for you. He's just cut out the ball, and Kevin De Bruyne is starting to attack. He's got Raheem Sterling further up. He finds Raheem Sterling on the edge of the Chelsea penalty box. In the penalty box, Raheem Sterling breaks through. Oh, he gets taken down, but cleanly won by the Chelsea defence. Sterling needed to do a lot more there. He was tame. He thought he could take on everyone there. He had Kevin De Bruyne just to the left.
Come on, City. Come on, Blue Boys. Double substitution by Chelsea. Hudson-Odoi comes on with Billy Gilmore. And Ziyech and Kante come off.
Interesting that Kante's come off. He's probably been Chelsea's better player. He seems to be the only one that's working his backside off for him. Defensively, granted, but
yeah, they need to do something there, but they definitely need to throw the whatever the.
Not taking anything away from that, Billy Gilmore. He is a exciting young talent, Scottish talent coming up. Albeit since he made his debut, I think early on this season, he's dropped off a little bit, but he's an exciting young midfielder. I don't really know if he's an attacking or defensive just yet, but he's got bags of energy and pace. So I think City have got to watch out for that.
Just watch that replay of the Sterling chance there. Why does he run into that channel? He seems to run into three players there. So Kevin De Bruyne, had the ball just at the top of the D. Pinged it to the right, perfectly weighted pass to Sterling. He had the opportunity to turn to one of them to his right foot, swizz that ball straight in, but he just turned left and powered straight into three mid defenders. Is he playing for a tackle there from them? Is that what he's hoping for? Do you think?
I think it's the penalty talk all over. He should have squared that off at least to De Bruyne, who's on a better time. Who De Bruyne is down on the deck, screaming in pain right now. It doesn't look why he's holding his right ankle. There didn't look much in that. It's a yellow card for Kovacic.
Oh, get up, please. Please get up.
It didn't look like there was much in that. He's back up. Yeah, he's back up on top of the ball now, Kevin De Bruyne.
What were you saying a second ago? Is this the opportunity? Is this a bubble bath? Do you want a bubble bath? Nah, you can scrub her back.
If you want to see some boys in playing these sports in a bubble bath, be my guest, pal.
Is this the opportunity to bubble wrap Kevin De Bruyne up, take him off, put somebody else in, like a Fernandinho into that position, and actually let's cement it up with 25 minutes to go?
What I'd do if I was Pep right now is I'd bring Aguero on right now, and I'd take De Bruyne off for him, and I'd drop Phil Foden into De Bruyne's role. That's Phil Foden's natural position. He's hardly played there. He's been on good form tonight, Phil Foden. Play Aguero up front with Phil behind him and knock Sterling out to the left. Bernardo kept out to the right because Sterling, he's not a centre forward. He's just tried driving through the heart of the defence of Chelsea then, and he just can't do it. Granted, he scored 30 plus goals for his last season. For this season, he just can't do it. And right now, we need to see this game out, whether it be another goal, but just with some attacking threat, get it to their end of the pitch. And right now, De Bruyne is doing enough to get the ball forward, but I would rather bubble wrap him and see Aguero get minutes than maybe see this out 4, 5, 6-0.
Martin Tyler, the you used to know the well-versed commentator, has just said there's been talk about this being Pep Guardiola's last season. Is he got memory issues? What's he saying?
As far as I recall, he's just signed a 2-year contract extension.
Pretty sure.
End of the year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did a show about him signing a new contract. Whether Martin Tyler knows something I don't. What a pillock.
Well, even Pep's come out in his comments, hasn't he? He's saying he thinks he might have completely changed his mind on retirement plans because he was saying after City he's retiring and wants to pursue other career options outside football.
Definitely politics.
And now
definitely politics.
Once you become a Blue, you're hooked. There's no turning back when you're a City Blue.
Oh, I love it. Right, so where are we up to, Blue Boys? Come on, 20 minutes to go. What do you reckon, Dan? Bit of overtime.
17 minutes plus added time, yeah. City 3-0 to the good at Stamford Bridge, which is absolutely brilliant. The second half's been a bit more even. We've had a few chances, but they've just not really come off for us. Chelsea
João Cancelo maybe
more the ball in the attacking stance, but City able to marsh them out. Ruben Diaz and John Stones have been solid as per the norm. João Cancelo's had a much quieter game compared to his usual usual self. And Zinchenko's been absolutely solid. So Chelsea just can't really find a way through. It's Hudson-Odoi just on the outside of our penalty box, lays it off to Mason Mount. Ball crossed in. Chelsea man goes up for the header, pushed by City lad, but City win the ball back cleanly. And everybody, what I've noticed now, and I think Fernandinho's just going to come on now. You called it, Tom. Fernandinho on for Ilkay Gundogan. Ooh,
interesting.
Two very defensive lads going on. Ilkay Gundogan probably been second best player on the pitch for City tonight.
That just shows you how much Pep rates Gundogan, because he's resting him for the game against United.
He'll definitely be playing against United after tonight, Gundogan. Definitely. That finish, just seeing a replay of his goal. Even Pep Guardiola's just given him a good chest thump. He's been solid tonight as Gundogan. He deserves all the plaudits. And great turn and great finish for his goal. But yeah, if he doesn't start against United, there's something wrong there. But yeah, Fernandinho's on for him. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about the whole game, Chelsea have they've seen a lot more of the ball in terms of the attacking threat. They just can't break City down. Can't break it down. The experience and quality of City is shining through. And it's brilliant to see. Brilliant to see. Seeing the ball lofted over the top. Can't find anyone.
Sorry, that's me, Dan. You need to put your phone on silent, pal. Ka-ching!
Oh, dear me. Oh, no, Lady's just saying he wants to get a Farmer Blue on with me for a live. I don't think I can manage that.
Do you know what? We could work that out. Martin Tyler's the presenter on Sky Sports. He does the live commentaries for the match. I think we could get an ex-Blue on. I think Jim Whitley, or I think Jim would be up for that.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Lake would be up for it. I reckon he would. They've been on before. Ian Bishop.
Last time me and him talked together, though, he disagreed with everything I said.
It's not a bad thing. I do that every week. You still talk to me.
It's true, but I like to be right all the time. You know me, I'm a stubborn bugger when it comes to talking, but I don't think I'd win a battle against a former football player, with my views. Like I said, I can't kick a ball in a straight line, but John Stones showing his ability there. He was under pressure from Timo Werner all the way back from midway in City's half on the left wing, and he's pushed back all the way into our box. And John Stones does his defending that well, forcing out for a goal kick, but also has to jump over the barrier and run halfway up the stands to stop running.
Bloody hell. Natalie, sorry, I didn't realise that was sarcasm. You'll have to forgive my sarcasm radar isn't on at the minute. I'm doing too many things at once. So sorry.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, Neil just said, going back to the players you said were missing out, Nathan Ake.
Did I not say Ake?
No.
Did I not?
No.
Bloody hell,
he's one player that's missing. It's a big player, actually, has to be said. And I still don't think my comments are unjustified about when Ake signed. I don't think he was worth the price tag. I said he was a good player, but 40 million? Do you still think it was justified from what you've seen from Ake, or do you think he still has to do a bit more?
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I think that's a bargain, if I'm honest. 40 million? Yeah, great. Can play left back, can play centre half. It's not my money. Sod it. Why not?
So you're not slightly on the fence there, then?
Oh, 40 million quid. It's been great. I'd put it this way. If he was our centre-back option for tonight, I'd have no issues with that. If he was our left-back option for tonight, I'd have no issues for that. 40 million quid, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What do you think it's a waste of money? Oh, God, John Stones has just gone into the stand for a pint. Have you seen that?
What's that?
John Stones just went in for a tackle and ended up in the crowd.
That's what I meant. He was chasing Vermeer all the way back, and he was doing his defending that well. Made sure it went out for a goal kick and had to stop running by jumping over the barrier and halfway up the stands.
I love it. What does everyone else think? Is Mendy worth the money? Is Mendy worth the money? We know about we know we're talking about Mendy, do we?
No, he's not worth the money. Definitely not worth the money.
Is Ake worth the money?
Ake, for me, from what I've seen about him, he's worth about 39 million for me.
39,969,995.
Nah, just 39. There's still a grand in there. There's still a million in there somewhere. A grand, I mean, heck.
Thanks, Natalie. She's forgiven me.
Nah, credit to the lad. He's been solid. Chelsea just having a corner, whipped in, cleared well by the City defence of Ruben Diaz and John Stones there, both giving each other a pat on the back as they were leaving our box then, telling everyone to get out.
It's all about Stones. It's all about... Oh, I love it, mate. Yeah, absolutely every day. Diaz and Stones all the way, please.
Oh, that might get looked at. That was dirty. The ball was played forward to Kai Havertz. And Zinchenko was doing the defending. He was holding Havertz back well. He was really defending well. And Havertz trying to get back by Zinchenko by putting Zinchenko on the floor, by kneeing Zinchenko in the groin. It's not come to anything. But that did look a bit... That was dirty, that. He had no chance of going for the ball.
Poor lad's just got married as well. I don't want that.
Oh, well... I don't think he'll have anything left, if you know what I mean. That's been going. He's not been on the pitch. He has to be performing somewhere. Anyway, X-rated live out the way. So City get the ball back.
Right, let's just give you a bit of an Ilkay Gundogan game in numbers. 72 minutes played, 1 goal, 51 touches, accurate passes, 38. That's an 89% passing record. Key passes 1. Long ball accuracy 1, shots on target 1, dribbles attempted and successful 3, ground duels 1, 7, interceptions 1, tackles 1. Do you know what? He's gone off in the 72nd minute and he's still my man of the match up to now.
Yeah. I chose him as my second. I don't know why I said second, because I can't really think of another player that's played as well as him tonight.
Silky Ilky, I love that lad at the minute.
It's like I said though, when we were talking about the double pivot at the beginning of the game, I love seeing it with Rodri and Gundogan now. There's just a cohesion about them, a connection, and everything just seems to work. The rebound well off each other. And it's just great to see, because I think we've been lacking in that defensive midfield. Oh my God, Chelsea are shocking. Just had a ball played through on the right-hand side. I think it was Aspilicueta, I'm not 100% sure. Played the ball in. Pulisic rose higher than anybody else in the City box. Heads it so wide, it's unbelievable. And I judged him as saying he was one of Chelsea's best players so far this season. That was a shocking header.
Mate, he's had a bear there,
You'll
hasn't he?
see the replay in a minute. It was a shocking header. Well wide, well wide.
Absolute mare.
There's Fernandinho on the ball now in the centre of the park. Finds Kevin De Bruyne, whose passes have just become a bit loose all of a sudden. João Cancelo, he's not in much of a hurry. He picks up the ball on the far side. Ball's just trickling up. He's just having a little keep it up to himself, and then just puts it on the ground, just stops moving, and just like like that. Eventually plays the ball.
Oh, it's a good shout here from James Taylor for man of the match to be John Stones.
Yes, actually, yeah, definitely. That's a good point. It's. I think it's just because we've come accustomed now to how well John Stones and Ruben Diaz play. You sort of feel guilty about... Actually, I say that. John Stones just started an attack for City. He's playing on the right wing now.
Come on, John!
He tries Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know what that laugh was for a second there. The ball bounds out to Fernandinho, who has to play it all the way back to Ruben Diaz. John Stones just... He does a Yaya Toure type run, lays off to Kevin De Bruyne and just keeps bombing down the right-hand side.
Who needs Roy the Rovers? We've got John of the City. Come on, John!
But no, going back to what I was saying, I feel a bit guilty picking one or the other out of John Stones and Ruben Diaz, because they've come as a pair now.
One unit.
And I don't like choosing. And Sterling goes down on the edge of the penalty box from a foul by Thiago Silva. City have a free kick literally on the edge of the penalty box to the right-hand side. Just see the replay here. Ooh, he did get a little bit of the ball, but he got more of the man.
Good question here. Would you have Ilkay... No, I do apologise. Would you have Hudson-Odoi at City? Ryan Askew, thank you for the question. Would you not?
No, I've never rated Hudson-Odoi ever any other than average. He's not done it. All that talk about him going to Bayern Munich, never understood it. I haven't seen enough for him, and when I have, I've not been impressed. You're going to tell me something completely different now, aren't you?
No, do you know what? He's just one of those players that... The problem I've got with that is I don't think he's any better than what we've got. If we didn't have the options that we have, yes, but it's a tough one, that, for me. It's a good question.
Kevin De Bruyne has just taken the free kick. I believe it must have rebounded off of Chelsea. Yeah, it did. It was... Well, it didn't even really beat the wall, but it went passing out for a corner to City. But... No, not better than what we've got. I think Ferran Torres looks more exciting than Hudson-Odoi in its same position. City take the short corner, rebound out to Zinchenko. Let's out to Phil Foden. Out wide to Rodri in the left wing position, trying to take Havertz on. Gets the better Havertz, ball in, headed clear by Zuma. Fernandinho can't get ahead of it. Kevin De Bruyne just smashes a ball all the way back to Zach Steffen in goal. Kevin De Bruyne of all players. Better safe than sorry, lad. Fair play, like, but it looked like he was trying to score.
Dan, I want a couple of options for man of the match, and we'll stick it out on socials.
Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden, John Stones, and Zinchenko.
And who? Sorry?
Zinchenko.
Zinky.
Zinchenko is up there tonight with one of my man of the matches.
What does everyone else think? Give us a few options. Do you agree with that? We need 4 options for man of the match. Who are you thinking, Blues? Let us know what you think.
I think Chelsea have just got a corner here. Ilkay Gundogan has been named man of the match.
Ilkay has?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame
him. Blues, is he your man of the match? That's what we want.
Who is your man of the match, Blues? Come on, let's have you.
Ball cleared well by City from Chelsea's corner. Bernardo Silva actually has to be in with a shout. The end, he's not done much in terms of attacking or defence. It's just energy, running, blocking all pathways for Chelsea's been outstanding tonight. I was saying that he's been beaten by Kai Havertz. He can't get the better. And case out here's Kevin De Bruyne on the left-hand side, driving forward. Pegged back by Gilly Bilmore. One of them. One of them names. And Gilmore kicks out for a throw-in on his side. Sergio Aguero and Riyad Mahrez are coming on for the final 5 minutes.
That's what I like to see. That's what I want to see.
Absolutely. Just seeing some of the comment.
Do you know what? We're going for the 4. We're going for Stones, Foden, Gundogan and Zinchenko. That's going out on the socials. And let's see what the world thinks.
And it is Kevin De Bruyne coming off for obviously one of them two. Apparently it's Kevin De Bruyne off for Sergio Aguero. I said that about 20 minutes ago. But Riyad Mahrez is on for Phil Foden. Oh, that's what I like to see from Pep. Phil Foden comes off. And he's just about to sit down. Pep grabs him with both hands on side of the face. COVID rules breaking, obviously. But he's there just shouting at his face like, well done, lad, well done. You can see him proper congratulating Phil. It was
Love it.
a dominant display from Phil tonight.
Things that make you happy. I love to see that. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. He is a brilliant man manager, isn't he? He is a brilliant man manager.
Talking of things that make you happy, Riyad Mahrez on the ball. Lays it off to Bernardo Silva. João Cancelo, ball whipped in. Oh, keeper got down well. Sergio Aguero was on the far post, ready to knock that in if the keeper didn't get there. And he throws it straight out. Awkward ball for Verma, who's playing more right back now. It's been the way we've marshalled Chelsea's attacking talent tonight has been so good. I'm not just talking about defending. I just mean in terms of the whole game, forcing them to misplace passes. First time touches have been loose. Just closing up every avenue for them to find a decent, straightforward pass has been second to none tonight. Havertz, 89 million was Havertz or something like that. You got Timo Werner, however many millions he cost. Ziyech, who was one of the talks about attacking midfielders Chelsea side. Pulisic. We're talking about top class attacking players, and City's defence has just kept them at bay. And with 3 minutes to go, with still a clean sheet on the cards, touch wood, it keeps like that. It's a well-deserved clean sheet if we keep it like that. I'll say that Zinchenko's just giving the ball away to Hudson-Odoi of all players, and he's driving forward at City defence. Timo Werner on the right-hand side into the penalty box, forced wide by Ruben Diaz, played off Ruben Diaz and out for a corner to Chelsea. 2.5 minutes plus added time left to play. Chelsea with the ball on a corner shot. Chelsea with the corner. Timo Werner tried to take it quickly. He kicked the corner flag and the ball just went a couple of yards down on the floor. He's hurting himself, bless him.
He's not hurt himself, has he? If that's not a sign for how well Chelsea have done today, that is...
that sums up Chelsea today. Just kicking the corner flag. Ball whipped in, headed clear by Fernandinho of all players. Sergio Aguero doing the defensive track, stopping Hudson-Odoi pushing any further. He's back on the ball again, Hudson-Odoi. Sergio Aguero keeping in company again. Here's Mason Mount. Ball be able to play through for Mason Mount. Here's Callum Hudson-Odoi once again. Timo Werner, Azpilicueta, all on the right-hand side. Timo Werner in the penalty box, able to get through. Ruben Diaz, marshalling, defending again. Kicks it off the Chelsea man, you'd have to say. It didn't. It came off Ruben Diaz last, and it will be a throw into Chelsea, which she'll take quickly. 1.5 minutes plus added time left to play. Chelsea thoroughly on the attack here, but still no breakthrough for them. Thank God. And they're forced all the way back to Zuma at the back of
Come on.
Cross it out wide to Ben Chilwell. Driving forward. He's got João Cancelo in support, however. In company, should I say, rather than support. Ball played in. Pulisic, left-hand side again. Chilwell, there's just no avenue for Chelsea to break through. The ball's just lofted over the top and cleared well by Ruben Diaz, all the way out for a throw into Chelsea on the far side. Whenever that ball's coming into our defence, we're just parrying it away with absolutely... Oh, Bernardo Silva, the throw-in was so poor and tame. The pass back to the throw-in taker was cut out by Bernardo Silva. He got a touch and the ball was forced back to the Chelsea defence. There's just no way of getting forward for Chelsea. And that's what I mean by Bernardo Silva is just underrated today with his work effort. And Rodri trying to break through here. He's got Riyad Mahrez. If he can find him, he can't. Cut out by the Chelsea defence. And he's pulled back by Rodri. The referee allowed advantage to continue, but decided not to play for the free kick as Rodri played the forward ball. It didn't come to anything. And now Chelsea on the attack again. Oh, Bernardo Silva goes in recklessly, both feet off the ground for the challenge. Fouls the Chelsea man, and it is a yellow card, and he knows it.
There's no need for that at this time. Anyway.
Poor foul to give away that by Bernardo Silva. I don't think both feet were off the ground. I take that back. It was a reckless challenge. They were high, one of the feet anyway, and he does go in the book. 2 minutes of added time. Chelsea aren't going to win this game or even pull this back, but they're on the attack here. Through on goal. Stefan comes out and claims the ball well.
This has been an absolutely solid performance by City. That clean sheet is so close to us doing this. The game.
And now Bernardo Silva goes down. It's a free kick to City midway in our half. We're seeing this game out for the clean sheet, mate.
90 seconds left. This game was done and dusted in the first half. Chelsea are missing a massive spark.
Yeah.
Are Chelsea, and more importantly, is Frank Lampard now under pressure? That is the question we're putting out there to everybody.
If he wasn't before, after this game, he is. Definitely. Going 3-0 down at half-time. Granted, City have a great defence, but 3-0 down at half-time is astounding for a manager that should be fighting for maybe top 4, but even a title in essence, especially with the money he's made. Chelsea on the breakthrough. Got men in the back. Timo Werner. Hudson-Odoi finds the back of the net.
Come on, City.
Hudson-Odoi of all bloody players.
Oh.
And that's our record clean sheet. He might be offside here.
Please tell me he's offside, Dan.
Zinchenko not doing enough there for me to block off the ball. It's Kai Havertz on the left, pulls it right across. Ruben Diaz and Zinchenko and Timo Werner. And it goes all the way to Hudson-Odoi. I think the check is over and it is going to stand.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Just seeing, they're just checking it still. No, kick off, goal stands.
Bloody hell, it's so frustrating.
And if there was ever a night we deserved a clean sheet, it was tonight. But that sums up how easy it is for City to slack at the back. But we're going to win this game, no doubt. And the referee blows his full-time whistle. It is a spanner in the works that we conceded so late on when we've defended so well tonight. Pep Guardiola doesn't look happy about that.
I'm not surprised.
Nonetheless, it's 3 points, 3 extra goals, a +2 goal difference for us. Moving on up the table, making their games in hand count. 3-0 away at Stamford Bridge. I'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, it's a good finish by Hudson-Odoi as well. It's a good finish by Hudson-Odoi. It's so bloody annoying that though. I said to you from like the first minute, I want a clean sheet today to take it into the United game. But hey, at least
I jinxed it. I kept saying we're going to see this out for a clean sheet, and I didn't touch wood. I jinxed it, but
listen, let's see the positives. Let's see the absolute positives for this, because I tell you what, they're going to be talking about that, aren't they?
Definitely. But nonetheless, yes, granted, a constant clean sheet record's going tonight. But positives we can say it for that. It was the last kick of the game for Chelsea, and which they scored, which
granted, yeah, the negative for that, we slacked at the last minute, but for 91 minutes, we were absolutely outstanding in defence. So that's one of the biggest positives we can take away. Attack in the first half was brilliant, absolutely outstanding again. So solid on the ball. We looked threatening every time we attacked. Just we didn't make much of the second half chances count. Obviously, we didn't find a goal in the second half. They won their second half. But like I say, I keep going back. 3 points, mate. That's all that matters. All that matters.
It's a huge 3 points as well, isn't it, pal? It really is. What were we saying a minute ago about having Hudson-Odoi at City? What did I say?
I still wouldn't have him. It was poor defending by Zinchenko for me.
Oh, I'm just going through Twitter of all the people that called me a fool for asking the question, but you know. Oops.
Well, he scored at the last kick of the game, and it was poor defending by Zinchenko.
I need to see it again. To be honest, was it poor? Tell me about the goal. Was it poor?
But basically, it was Kai Havertz on the left-hand side, and City were outnumbered in terms of attack and defence. They had Timo Werner and Hudson-Odoi, and we were still tracking back with Ruben Diaz and Zinchenko. The ball was played through right across the face of goal. It's too far for Zach Steffen to come and claim it. Just to interrupt, we are now 5th in the table with a game in hand over Spurs, 2 games in hand over Leicester, 3 points behind Leicester, level on points with Spurs, only behind them on goal difference. And if we win our next game in hand, we will definitely go 3rd in the table, 1 point behind the leaders, level on games played. But yeah, the ball played over by Havertz. Ruben Diaz wasn't going to get there. Werner definitely wasn't get there, but Zinchenko was caught sleeping by Hudson-Odoi, and he got in ahead of Zinchenko, and he just tapped it into the back of the net, side foot in bottom corner of the net. It's a poor goal to give away, but caught sleeping. Best way to describe it.
It's a fantastic start this for the game on Wednesday. It really is. Stefan just needs to put that to bed, crack on with it, and just see what goes into. Just seeing the league table pop up now. What are we goal difference wise? Plus 11. Oh,
11.
Yeah, plus 11. Okay, that's not too bad, is it really? Played 15. 29 points. We're not doing too bad. Do you know what? All the doom and gloom a few months ago, things are not looking too bad, are they really, Blues?
Well, like I said, winning that game in hand puts us 1 point behind the top 2. It's that close, and it's amazing how the season's just going about, because it is the weirdest season I've ever known.
And Liverpool play Southampton tomorrow night.
And you wouldn't fancy Southampton not winning that, because they're a tricky opposition. We found out that last year. Are they away, Liverpool?
Not sure.
If they are, that'll be a very tricky affair for them. But yeah, I think for bragging rights, we go into Wednesday's match with heights of confidence, because it's going to be a very similar team tonight that's going to play. Obviously, we've got some players out with COVID. They've got to isolate for how many games. I think it's this United game, and then some start coming back. But more of the same, please, because that was breathtaking. Right up to the 91st minute. Breathtaking.
Phenomenal that. We've got to be happy with that. We've got to be going into that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, just hope to God it's not as boring as the last derby. That's the big thing we need to be looking forward to. I know I probably shouldn't be thinking about that. I just want the win. To be honest, I'd take another boring game as long as we won 1-0. I couldn't care less. But yeah, we want to go for them, don't we? We want a big scoreline for City. We've got to have something, haven't we?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I saw your face and you were still talking about it in that depressing state at the end of conceding that goal. But like you said, you take a 1-0 win, or a 3-2 win, or a 5-4 win, or whatever it is, even if it was one goal, you take the win no matter how it comes. It's just gutting that we defended so well. Probably had the best defensive display all season. We just slept right at the last minute, which is the depressing bit about it. But 3 points, 3 goals scored when we're being slacking, only 1 goal conceded. Great performance at the back, great performance in attack, midfield solid, brilliant.
Just seen a video of Cancelo walking off the pitch, and from the start to finish, Pep Guardiola is talking at him. Formations. It reminds me, who did he do that to last season? Was it Foden? Or was it Walker? It was Walker. He was walking off the pitch with him, and he was just constantly just talking to the player. Every day is a learning day with Pep.
Oh, yeah. Well, unless you're well, a Scouser fan or a rag, do you all say, oh, he's doing it for the cameras? No, he's a professional man on and off the pitch. No matter if it's at half-time, full-time, middle of summer holiday, it don't matter. He's just a constant professional, and he wants the best out of them. And not just that, the way he congratulated the players and thanked them and gave them a good pat on the back and said, well done, especially Phil Foden when he came off.
Yeah.
It looks like a completely different Pep Guardiola from what we've seen over the past 4 years. I don't know what it is. Granted, I was busting a gut saying we should have got rid of him after that Leicester game, but I like to eat my words. I like to be proven wrong about things like that.
We can't all be perfect, pal.
Definitely. But Max Bonacker's got Bonacker, how to pronounce your name, I do apologise. Said a solid 8 out of 10 performance, never got out of fourth gear, City. Would you agree? I think first half we were fifth gear, outstanding all the way. We were miles ahead of Chelsea. Second half, definitely didn't get out of third for me.
Yeah, we had more there. We definitely had more in the tank, and it was just great to be able to see us have that as well.
And another positive, no injuries.
No injuries. That's nice.
Fair enough. That goal was just, yes, it was down, but it was a good performance all round. Good, solid performance. Good win.
So
I'll keep saying it.
So the socials are coming in. We've got to say man of the match, 1.2. So we are up to now we've had 82 votes. Zinchenko has 1.2% of the votes. John Stones has 8.5% of the votes. Phil Foden has 14.6% of the votes, and with 75.6%, it's Silky Ilky.
He deserves it.
He does, doesn't he? There's no arguing there.
Hands down. It was solid from start to finish when he came off. Absolutely solid.
Oh, do you know? I'm just seeing that replay of their goal. That's so frustrating. I should be happy. I feel like I've been
it's 3 points, mate. 3 points. We've got
it is, and I won't be when we win the league at the end of the season. I won't care about this.
You look back at this and think, hang on, we've just won the league by a plus.
I'll
70
still wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, fucking, I can't believe we let them score. I can't believe we let them score. So annoying.
Well, it's 3 points nonetheless. 3 points nonetheless. And Lorraine, as ever, finishing this off. Fantastic game for Man City. Come on.
Natalie predicted 3-1. Well done, Natalie. Yeah, absolutely. Hope you and Derek are well. Whoever voted for Zinchenko made a mistake. Max Bonacker.
What's that?
Whoever voted for Zinchenko made a mistake. Press the wrong button.
I did say before that Zinchenko was sort of my man of the match up there, roughly. But yeah, I think he lost a lot of the votes through that last minute. I think
he massively did. Yeah, peaked too soon there, didn't I, with that. Laciel Blue on YouTube. Thank you for watching. We're saving the energy for the rags on Wednesday. Yes. Do you know what? Actually, that third in a bit gear, saving that for Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Oh, who have we got next in the league, Dan? Should know this.
Ooh, I don't know.
No, I don't know. Birmingham in the FA Cup on Sunday. Oh, I got 2 league games coming up, guys.
That's this Sunday. I thought it was next Sunday.
Next Sunday, as in not today, next Sunday.
But you know what I mean. Next Sunday after next.
Sunday after next. So we've got.
You're an awkward sort.
No, next Sunday. Next Sunday. Next Sunday.
No, yeah. It's next Sunday. I thought it was Sunday after next.
Right, okay. You confused me.
It's next Sunday. We'll just go from there.
7 days' time. Got 2 cup games, right, in 4 days. So we got on the Wednesday night, we got a 7:45 kickoff. We got United in the semi-final, and then we got the FA Cup third round, City versus Birmingham at 1:30. All right, here's a question for you. You're not going to like this question.
Oh, God.
Which one do you want to win? If you can only take one win, either Birmingham in the FA Cup or United in the League Cup, which one are you winning?
What, and the other one's a loss?
Yeah.
United, hands down.
Beat United.
I would rather win the League Cup knowing we beat United. You know, we're all brought up as Blues to want to hate United, no matter what the game is, no matter if it's the Community Shield or friendly. You want to beat United.
Yeah,
I would rather lose to a decent underdog team like Birmingham in the FA Cup than lose to United in a semi-final of the League Cup. We have not come this far to lose to them sods. I want to beat them. I want to thrash them. I want to lift the trophy up and say, we won against you like we did in that FA Cup.
Yeah, no, we're right up for this. Are we doing a show before the game? We've got to be doing.
I can do, and I'll be jumping on for the game as well.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, you know me, I did it from the boring one. I almost fell asleep, but I'm sure it can't be anywhere near as bad as that.
Just make sure you've got a plank of wood next to you for when you're touching things.
I ain't touching anything throughout that game. Anyone who's just joining, that's not as weird as it sounds.
If you don't understand what he means, you should be listening for longer.
Yes. But yeah, I'm up for a pre-game for that. I think everyone will be for that. Buzzing for that one.
Right, okay. Should we love you and leave you? Should we say good night?
Absolutely. Thanks. I'll just say my piece before you wrap up. Thank you for everyone coming in, joining in, and thanks to my wingman tonight, Tom Brunt. Normally it's him leading the charge, but he's had to take second fiddle tonight. Maybe not the best choice of words again. You know what I mean again. Some of the word choice I've been using tonight's been atrocious. But yeah, thank you everyone for calling in. Join us. Obviously, we've got a few podcasts coming up soon. I don't think we've got one coming either the next couple of games. Probably a post-match tomorrow or Tuesday if we can get around to sorting one. But as ever, Laney's 9:30 in the morning breakfast show is on Wednesday, should there be any problems. And hopefully a pre-match before the United game. And then, me live on Wednesday night for the match as well. So I've got plenty of stuff coming up. So, thank you for joining us. And I'll let Tom finish up as he always does.
Yes, that's brilliant, Blues. Thank you for everybody watching. Oh, we've got loads of people watching on YouTube tonight, which is brilliant. Facebook, Periscope, on Twitter. We've had over 50 people joining us on Twitter tonight to watch the game, Dan, which is a record-breaking night for us. Really good night for us on there. On Facebook, as always, we've topped 80-odd people watching us at any one point live, which is really good for us. So thank you for everyone watching it. Thank you for everyone commenting, as always. Quick shout-out to our Patreons. Let's just go here. We've got James Taylor. We've got Dan Halifax. Thanks, Dan. We've got Graham Hume. Lee Rush, thank you. Paul Glennon. We've got Nat. Thank you very much, as always. James Taylor, I think I've mentioned. So, listen, guys. 3 points. I'm still a little bit miffed about that goal. I need to let it go. Good 3 points, Zach. Bring it on. We'll speak to you in the week. We'll have a couple more lives before we go. And I think we'll do one tomorrow night as well, Dan, to start off the fresh week with a Monday night social. But yeah, listen, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a lovely evening, and we'll speak to you soon.
All the best. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.